Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and I'm joined with not Steven. Not
The warmonger. I'm gonna be here with Judo Man. Judo Man, what is that? Must be something in Canada. What's that too? I don't know.
Hey, K Munin,
Hey Munin, if that's your name.
if that's truly your name.
If that's your name.
um, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting because you're going to be showing Good Girl, like a collection of Good Girl that no one's ever seen before. These are like people didn't even know these books existed.
No, these are ones that I've had. All these are my raw books. All
Mhm.
the books that I have ever shown on your
Or,
channel or
or
any channel for
slabs
that
usually.
matter have been slabs. And
Hmm.
these are the ones that starting in the 1990s, that I have accumulated. And starting in about 1995 or 1996 was when I started with Dave Alexander. And then from then on, it was Nellie Bar the Door and all those euphemisms.
Okay. So I'm going to show pre-code horror. So it's
That's
going
all
to be
right. We're
we'll balance
firing
each
to the
other out.
lowest. We're firing to the lowest common denominator at which we excel.
Yeah, I'll be showing like scary stuff and you'll be showing sexy stuff. So it's pretty good. It's
I
all good
I
stuff.
I can't think of anything I'd rather do. Well, maybe a few things, but never mind.
I was joking when I said that. I don't know if these are I actually don't even know what these books are that Steven's going to show. So we're going to find out.
Oh, baby.
Okay, so what we'll do is because I brought a ton of stuff, I imagine you have a ton of stuff. How about
Hmm.
we alternate every 5 books? Let's do it that way. You
Okay.
show five, I show five, and then we just until there's only one left standing.
There can only be one Highlander.
Yeah. Hopefully neither of us get decapitated in the making of this video.
I don't want to have that, Clancy Brown notwithstanding.
Hi, Doug. Okay, so do you want to go first with some good
Sure,
girls?
I'll go first.
Okay.
And just
You're
to
playing good cop, I'm bad cop in this case, I
no,
guess.
we're
Because you're
both
good
bad,
girl, I'm horror, so I don't know.
both bad cops. Here is,
Ah,
I'm going to
some
start
Zeus.
reverse order. Here is the one, a Zoot.
Hmm.
And here are the boys basically firing up the python or the cobras, and she's on the rotted branch going down in, and this is Mr. Cayman.
Oh, our next fires. Can't wait to see the books in battle. Hello, gentlemen. You're right. We are going to. It's just gonna be a massacre. Poor Americans just weren't ready for battle. Okay, so.
I see. I see. It's a good thing we were, or else Canada would be speaking Japanese. This is
Oh, that's a good one.
Everybody sees this one. This came out of a stack of about 7 or 8 of these because there was a warehouse find of this.
Hmm.
And so I picked the nicest one I could find out of them. They were all pretty nice, but this one was nice. Of course, it would profit from a press, but the colors were the nicest on this one.
And
And it
it's.
was, go ahead.
Can you explain it to me because I'm too innocent to understand what's going on there?
Ask your mom. Actually, take that back. Ask your wife.
So he's
Or ask your kids. They'll tell you.
they'll tell me something about a necklace and pearls. I don't know. Okay.
I know it was an Archie cover.
Oh yeah, it was. Actually, I've been trying to get that one. I lost twice now on it.
I have 2.
Mm.
I have this is Torchy number 6. This was cracked out of its case by the guy who I know. He was going to resubmit it because he was unsatisfied with the 8.5 grade.
Oh wow, very pretty. Like I mean, really good colors on it.
The pages are white.
And that's Bill Ward, right? At this point, this.
Let's see here. Ward. Yes, this is a Ward cover.
Yeah, I know Gil Fox really mimicked Ward's style. It's like so hard to tell which one's which.
Yeah. This one and the orange cover. I think this is
Yeah,
the last one. The last 2. This is 5 and
last two were
6.
him. Yeah, were Bill
Yeah,
Ward.
this
Yeah,
is 6. So the last 5 and 6 were both Ward covers.
yeah, I have
This
the
was
5 right behind me. So.
Yeah, I have that too, but I have that in a slab.
So
And I
these
have
are all in your safe. These good girls, you put these in your safe.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Just saying.
Well, they were so hard to get. It was very hard to accumulate these.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm almost finished that run. Uh,
You look at the guys running the gun, these green skeleton guys, and
mhm.
she was a good swimmer. Oh,
Yeah,
the flotation devices are there working. I wonder how the reception is on his radio.
but it looks like he's gotten shot in the chest.
No, he's not getting shot in the chest. It goes right by him.
Oh, okay. It looks like it's like just
No, no,
because I'm
no.
on. Well,
It pierced his nipples, but he doesn't care because he's got the but he has the total. The helmet he has on is so totally 50s sci-fi. It's like a
yeah,
bubble helmet,
it
but
looks
it's
like a
the other
beetle
version.
or
I love
something.
it.
Like what's it called? Scarab. Looks like a scarab
Could
helmet.
be.
Yeah, it's kind of scaraby.
Okay, let's see here. That's one, two, three, four. One more,
One more.
and that'll be my 5.
Yeah.
Here's an old friend.
Oh, nice. Nice Wally Wood.
And they had to put that on her because the way it was, that was an afterthought,
The
because you
little
can see that
diamond.
it's not really part of the. All of a sudden, he just said, "We're very sorry, but you cannot show Plenty O'Toole's trademark. You'll have to put something to cover her trademark."
Hmm.
There you go. That's 5.
Okay, that's cool. Good 5. Okay, nice way to start. Um, okay, I have like piles here next to me.
Good.
So I'm just wondering which pile to start with. Okay.
Dive in.
I'm gonna show some random ones. So because I'm showing pre-code horror, we're gonna start out with actually this one. Mine are in slabs, so I'm gonna take it out of the plastic here. We're gonna start with Phantom Witch Doctor. And I paid much more than 5 cents, but somebody I guess got it for 5 cents at one point.
Everett Raymond Kinsler.
Yes, that's right. Good call. And it's the only issue from the run. It's
Yeah,
number
it's a
one.
one shot. But look at her negligee and look at the eyes of the demon, because there
I
are
know.
skulls for, I mean, he's got skeleton skulls for his eyeballs.
Yeah, I mean they're really great. So just a really cool cover. I'm becoming a bit of a fan of his work actually. I think he's
He's
quite
very
good.
good. I love the moon and the green and yellow moon in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love, and he got the drums, and you've got the skull drums and the skull necklace with the skulls.
I know lots of skulls. They can't have enough skulls. And then you got the like voodoo kind of people over here.
The voodoo is a hoodoo.
Yeah. So it's just a nice Phantom Witch Doctor. And then we have this one. I'm a big fan of Basil Wolfenton.
I can't say that I am.
I
I
think
know
his
you
stuff
do. I
is
know you like him. It's
something
it,
quirky about it. I just
well,
find
they're ugly. I mean, and if ugly works, why, there's it works.
he is very good at drawing ugly. Actually, it's really funny. There's a little Abner book with and they're basically talking about how there's this girl that's coming for the Sadie's dance. The what's it called?
Sadie Hawkins Day.
Sadie Hawkins dance, and she's just hideously ugly. Okay, and they decide to release her picture in the newspaper, but it's just too horrific to show, and so they end up showing it at the very like sort of at the end of the comic, and it was a art by Basil Wolverton. That's like in the whole comic. That's the only the only panel that he does is this one photo, and it's just like this
I think that
funny looking.
I can't remember the name of the gal, but
Mhm,
she was after Little Abner, and Daisy May had to go on her, because she loved Little Abner. She wanted to get him,
mhm.
and I
Yeah,
can't think of her, freaking Irene, or I can't remember what it
yeah.
was.
I can never remember names in comics. I'm terrible for it actually. I'm actually pretty bad at remembering names, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just have no idea. She's always like kind of pretty too. I don't know why he's like always rejects her. Is that the one you're talking about, or are you talking about the other one?
The one was like Weird McKay or whatever her name is. I can't remember her name. I
Okay.
wrote about it. I wrote about it in my little Abner post night. Of course, my brain is a sieve, and so it's fallen out. But
Yeah, so I agree. I always find like nowadays, like I find that I gravitate way more to the golden age. I don't really like modern covers just don't excite me the way these ones do. I like this one because not only because you got this weird creature guy, but there is a contrast in this one. This has sort of the good girl element. The way the woman is drawn is very like it's not like goofy or weird or ugly. She's actually quite pretty. And then you got this weird goofy creature looking in.
well, it
And
looks like
then
a slug. I mean, it looks like he just took looked at a slug and put a face on a slug, and it slimed over to her window.
yeah, but it works for this thing. And then you got this thing where the captain is saying, "Attention, passengers! Our spaceship has made an emergency landing on planetoid Z39. Here, there is no cause to fear an attack, as much as place is known to be uninhabited." So yeah,
The old uninhabited ploy.
yes, everyone has to wear their red shirts now and get out.
That's it.
No, it's going to be bad when. Okay. Now the next book I'm going to show is this one. I always like to show the next two together. So there's this one, Startling
Mm,
Terror Tales.
very nice.
And I was actually disappointed when I got this copy. I actually, the picture, when I saw it, I actually bought this through Instagram. And when I saw it, it was just a bit darker. So I thought it was one where this was the darker coloring, like the black around the terror,
Yeah.
and where the tails kind of blends in. And that's the first print, the first like iteration, I guess. It wasn't like a separate printing, but there was like the black, and then there was this bluer color, more blue, which is this copy, which is more common. The black is really rare, actually.
How rare is it? Do you know?
I think it's like 1 in 10 or 1 in 20, some of that level of
Who
rarity.
who says this, or is who
This
who?
was just me. I went through I did what you did with the dot. I went through all the listings of this book and just sort of counted how many times it appeared. And I think
Oh,
it was like really rare. It was like there was like like I think it's 1 in 10 or 1 in 20 kind of level. It's really quite scarce.
what
So
is the
now
total? What is the population of that book?
I forget. I think it's like it's under 100, I think, but it's still it's not it's not that rare. I think it's above 50, under 100 kind of range. Somebody
Okay,
can look it up. Somebody can look it up. Go to Go Collect, look it up. I
Startling
don't.
Terror. What is it?
Startling Terror 11.
I will
You
look.
you look it up. Yeah. So I think I only found like 2 or 3 copies. Like I think it was like 2 or 3 copies that had the darker color. So the point is, very rare to get it with the darker. For the longest time, there was no price difference between the two. And now people are kind of realizing, hey, there's this rarer version of this book. So people are kind of gravitating it to it. This is L.B. Cole. And actually, this is his second attempt at drawing this spider. The first version of it, it was actually very small, and it was like sort of there was a guy's face, and the spider was kind of in front of the guy's face, and really played second fiddle on the cover. On this one, he decided to go all out with the spider and show how evil and dead spider it is.
All
In
all grades 116. Universals
116.
are 105.
Okay, so yeah, so as I said, it's I always thought around I would have thought it less than 100, but around that 100 mark. So I knew it wasn't as rare as some of the other golden age stuff. These are actually reprints, by the way.
I think, well, all of them are for Star Comics, damn near, aren't they?
No, not all.
But a
So
lot of
this one is definitely a reprint. Some of them they would do like mostly reprinted material and then throw in a couple news stories. That was rare, but they did do that.
them. Okay.
But this one is a reprint, and it actually reprints the next book I'm going to show, which actually I think has even almost this cool cover.
I like that book.
Isn't that cool? I
I
actually
like that.
really like
I've
this. I
always
like
liked that book.
the laser eyes, the top hat, the big tarantula coming down. You
What's
know,
that they were going to charge $1 for that? How many pages are that? Is it $1 they have it? They cross off for now 10
yeah,
cents?
they say, oh, it could have been $1, but now only 10 cents. I
Well,
mean,
how
come
many
on.
pages is in that?
It's not, it looks like a standard size. It's not like any thicker.
What a snare.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know why they did that, but it's kind of funny. But this is the only issue. I don't know why it's like feature presentation number 5, but then it's the only issue, so there's no like second issue or anything like that. Um, so yeah, so this is Fox feature as well. This is a Fox feature syndicate.
Jeez.
You know,
That's
he's
a rare book.
rare book, and it's cool that it's like, you know, connected to that other one that is very popular. So when I learned that there was this that it was reprinted from this book, I was like, oh, I gotta find that. And I was actually,
What is that title again?
it's called Feature Presentation number 5. It's from
Feature
1950.
presentation
Number
5.
5. You can look up the census on it, see what it is.
That's exactly
I think it's like
what I'm
around
doing.
20. I think it's around 20.
25 on all grades, 24 universal.
Okay, so I remembered that one correctly. I was like a little bit off on the other one, but um and the last of my 5. And the reason I'm showing this is I bought its brother or sibling yesterday. This is Voodoo number 14. And I really like this run of comics called,
You've actually had that one for some time. I remember when you got that.
yeah. So I just got its like sibling, Voodoo number 8 yesterday, and I was quite excited about that. I was like, oh wow. But then I felt, oh, I shouldn't have bid so much. You know, it's like one of those things, you know, you sort of see the bid and you think, okay, that's a good price. And then you forget, hey, there's a 20% buyer's premium on top of that. Not such a good price anymore. So I
Well,
thought,
but
well,
at the same time, we talked about it. I still think that I think you did well.
okay,
I
yeah,
really do.
yeah.
Because it is such a rare book.
The
You
other book is
posted it.
cool.
Well, if people want to see it, just go to Alan's Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah, you'll see
He's
the
already
other one on
posted.
Instagram.
Yeah, he's just posted it.
It's a really cool cover. I mean, I actually really like the other one. I actually prefer this one over the other one. Just because
Well, the girls.
I
Well,
like
the
the
girls.
girls and this like big skull guy, you know, the judge, you know, sort of writing down his ledger, and like it's like born and then died kind of ledger. So it's like these girls are not gonna have a good day.
Jeez
So
Louise. And who did the
yeah.
cover?
Uh,
That'll be
it
cool.
doesn't say. It doesn't say. So I have no idea who did this cover.
Hmm.
But it's a really, I think it's really well done. I like the way the skull is done, like the shadowing on it and the blues, like the
Is
little
that
bit.
who did
Yeah.
what's the company again?
This is Ajax, I believe, or no, Feral. Feral. Sorry,
Farrell. Okay.
Feral. I remember afterwards. Yeah, Feral. So yeah, so that's my 5. I'll
Okay.
go back to you. So yeah, one sec here. I gotta. I all the books are like sort of
Bring order
precarious.
out of
Yeah,
chaos.
yeah. I gotta. Okay, before I switch to you completely, I'm gonna put these back down so that they won't fall.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
yeah. So thank you. I love Disney. So yeah. So are you ready for your
Yeah,
next
I'm ready.
spot? Okay, cool. We'll show some more.
We're continuing with Strange Worlds.
Okay. It's usually me that's showing the strange world, so it's kind of interesting. So what kind of grades are those? Like, I mean, like that
They're
one,
they're VFE.
BFE, nice.
Fine, very fine. They're
That's a
very
really hard book to get in high grade, by the way. That one in particular. Every time I see it, it's always beat up. Always.
yeah, they were well loved.
Mhm. That's a good one. I believe, like, you know, I know that you don't collect SOTI like directly, but I believe that's a SOTI book.
Well, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Here's my copy of Slave Girl.
Oh, nice. I'm surprised you didn't have a graded one. That's a really nice copy.
I bought it a long time ago.
I always loved the cover of that book.
Well, I'd seen these before, and almost invariably they're in bad shape. They're very well read. This one had really nice colors on the cover, and if you can see the colors on this and the edges and all of that, just a really nice. But again, these are all probably 1995, 1996 to 2000, or when I was putting all these together.
You know, I have sort of a story about Slave Girl. So I actually got it
You
from
married
Heritage.
her.
I got it from yeah, maybe. So I got it from Heritage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said it was like I think they said it was like a 1.8 or something in that range, you know, fairly low grade. And
Mm-hmm.
then later somebody had it on eBay with a really low starting bid, and they just didn't list it very well. And so I picked it up like the grade that I have behind me is a 3.0.
Mm.
So I paid half as much for the 3.0 as I did for the 1.8.
What did you
But
remember
then
what you paid?
I think I paid like 400 or 500 for the 1.8.
Well, this one is, I would say this is a 7,
Oh, nice.
maybe higher. And at the time, I remember it very vividly. It was $600, and the guy wouldn't budge. And I've
Yeah.
been looking and looking for this, and Slave Girl had been written about, not by me, but someone had written about this in the day, and then everyone
I was trying
turned
to
their
get it.
gaze. Yeah, everyone turned their gaze to Slave Girl #1, and so I love the way her waist is and how she's
Yeah,
twisting.
it's really
I
good.
mean,
I
and I
mean,
don't even know who did this cover, but the guy, whoever it was, did a damn nice job.
I can maybe find it for you. Wait a sec here. Wait. It's Howard Larson.
Oh, I love him. I mean, there's some really good girl artists. Al Ulmer, Howard Larson, Johnston.
Very
Uh,
underrated. Yeah.
they're well, you don't know who they are, and then all of a sudden you kind of, wow, who did that one? And it's not like not everyone is a rose. I mean, that's
Well,
for sure.
so just quickly to finish my story on Slave Girl. So what happened was I decided to trade it. So it was one of the books that I brought to trade.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I was trading it for some pre-code horror actually.
Mm-hmm.
And we took it out of the like, it was a raw
In the
copy.
bag, yeah.
Yeah, it was just out of the bag, and then it was beat. It was like it looks nice in the bag. It looked nice in the bag, but it was like it had almost 100, like almost a complete spine split.
This
It
was from
was,
Heritage.
yeah. I mean, it was like maybe a 1, maybe,
You
maybe
you have said on a number of occasions, from personal experience, that
it
Heritage on their raw
overgrades,
books, they
overgrades.
that's not good.
Yeah, I was really upset. I was like, oh man, I like so I couldn't quite get the deal. Like I had to throw in some other book to get the
Oh,
deal. I was like, man,
had it out of you? Obviously, you hadn't had it out of the bag then.
no, no.
Oh God, that's where you need to go.
My comic shop, I think, is what you're saying there. Yeah, we're gonna all be
I'm
like have a
salivating.
nervous
My
twitch.
Pavlovian dog response to the name of the store that must not be named.
Yes, yes.
Shall I keep going?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. This one is a beauty.
Oh wow. That's what I'm looking for. I've yet to find it, actually.
And it is a Jack Kamen cover.
Hmm.
So when you look at Phantom Lady, but this one and 17 and 14 are
Hmm.
the 3 biggest ones in the
Yep.
run in my mind. The other ones are good too. The first one's kind of fun too, but she's kind of further back and not really. 14, she's right up front with gigantic headlights with the ship's wheel. 17, of course, is 17, and this one, I think she's even got bigger boobs than
Well, this is very
Feldstein.
Cayman. This is more a Cayman style.
Well, it is Cayman style. This does not have Feldstein breasts on it.
Yeah.
And I think that your conjecture about 17 is correct. I think there was a certain amount of commingling because Feldstein was there.
Well, okay.
Everything else about her is Baker. I don't think the
Now,
face, hair, her proportions. But he says, Al, come in here and put the boobs on this thing. And he said, love to.
but you know it's weird. There was actually an interview with Al Feldstein, where he was asked about Phantom Lady 17, and he said that he had no involvement in it.
Really? Well, then
Yeah,
if that's if
I
he would have taken listen, he would have taken credit, which means that what happened was Baker copied Feldstein's style
yeah,
because
I
they
find it really
they
hard to believe.
commingle. You know, Kamen, Baker, and then he saw Feldstein. He says, "I want to make a statement with that." You know, because he could have asked Kamen to do it because these Kamen puts
I
bigger
mean, they
books,
were
I
all
think.
working together.
Well,
They're all
yeah, but the idea that Feldstein would have taken credit, he would have said, "Oh yeah, those are mine." That's
those are mine.
interesting.
But I like somebody said me told me about that like when I was talking about it on a previous video. I just find it really hard to believe because I know that Matt Baker could copy Kamen's style
Of
very
course he
well.
could. Of
He was
course he
very good
could.
at that. But I have never seen Matt Baker do like Felstein style.
That's the only one. If
Maybe.
that's the case, that's the only one, and he wanted to make a statement, and he and
Mhm,
he said, and so he said, I want to put Feldstein's type of boobs on this because I want this Phantom Lady to stand out. And does
mhm,
it ever? Here's
mhm.
the 14. And this
Yeah,
was owned by Patsy Tyler, and Patsy Tyler signed books. I've seen several of them in
I
my.
have a few Patsy Tyler
This
books.
is Patsy's copy of Phantom Lady 14. So
That
when
is
you ask
fun.
about do girls collect these? Do
Yeah.
our girls and girls say no, I don't collect them. Well, Patsy sure did. God bless her, and she took good care of her books.
Yeah, I have a few Patsies. It's weird. Like
You know, her right armpit looks like she's got some kind of a something crawling out there. I always thought that was sort of an odd touch, but here are large boobs a la Matt Baker.
mhm.
And you saw the ones that are the large boobs that are a la Jack
Just
Kamen.
different style of
And
boobs.
they're different styles. And Feldsteins are different too, because they're pointy and there's all kinds of it's like the material is stretched tighter
Well, it
and she's
also looks
wearing a
like it's wet
cone,
or something.
a cone brassiere or something.
I always find that Felstein's one looks like a wet T-shirt contest or
It
something.
is. God love him.
Yeah, I love his good girl stuff. I wish he had done more. Once he went to EC, he really stopped doing
Horror.
the good girl stuff.
It
It
was
was
horror.
more,
But
yeah,
the body of his good girl work is just so good.
yeah. I really
I
love
think
it.
I got here is just one that just was sort of in the
Oh,
mix.
nice. That's a nice one. True love.
All of these my books, my confessions, my secret life, my true love, my I call them the my books,
These
and they're
are all
all Fox.
Fox.
They're
Yeah.
all Fox. And the paper on the inside of this is cheese, and the paper is so crappy. Look at the cover stock, look at the collar of his look at the lapel of his suit.
Yeah, it's big, got that
The
pinkish
paper is
coming
the
through.
paper is so crappy, it wouldn't even take the ink correctly.
Well, you get that pink paper that he was using that just you
It
can
just
see it come through actually.
and the thing about it is, look how lovely her face is. I mean, the layout,
Yeah, the art is
just
good.
really pretty.
So by the way, who did that?
Oh, that was Don Gardino.
That one there? Gardandino? Whoever that is.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, Papa's joining us here. He's lurking in the
He's
background.
lurking.
He's
That's
lurking.
I knew I liked that guy.
He's lurking.
I got one more for my 5.
Okay.
And here's another my book. This is a little bit later, but it's all cut from the same cloth. I was careless in love. I loved more than once, and other confession stories.
Nice. Oh, Secret Life. Yeah, I've seen that one before. I actually tried to get it once or twice, and every time I just don't have much luck getting books. It seems I don't know.
Well, they're just there aren't many of them because they truly were made in horrible materials, and the kids that had them read the hell out of them,
Hmm.
hid them, shared them, and then mothers confiscated them and burned
Yeah.
them, and or you know,
I feel like
they
those
get
are
it.
the kind of books you'd hide under your bed because you don't want your
Well,
parents to
you
know
don't
you've
want
been
to, you know,
reading.
and then of course, the mothers know exactly what's under your bed. They, you know,
Of course.
assuming they have a vacuum cleaner,
Hmm.
they've been under there. But
Oh, what's the date on the True Love?
My secret love or my true love?
I'm gonna
My
go with
true
the True
love.
Love.
Let me look. Let me look here. Just a second.
Oh, and hi to K-pop, hi to Kenneth. Sorry, I'm terrible. I'm the worst host ever. Okay, so and
Give them
oh,
two.
hi Splash Pages. Splash Pages, you're supposed to reach out to me if you can, and on Instagram, and I'd like to have you on the show at some point. I'd like to interview you. So I'm not sure. Have you met Splash Pages before?
I don't think so.
He usually wears like white gloves, and he has amazing books. Amazing books. One of he probably puts both of our collections to shame.
Really?
Really, I'm not even joking about that.
Well,
He's
there are only
so good.
4 of these. And
Mhm.
would you like to guess who did the cover?
The one that you just okay. Show the
Yeah,
cover. Show the cover again.
who did this cover?
Who did this cover? So we can ask the chat. Like we can play a game. We gotta make it a game. I am gonna guess. Almost looks like Wally Wood or somebody like that.
Bingo!
Yeah. Okay.
Bingo! That's exactly who it is.
Wow. See, I'm actually semi-intelligent.
There are 4. Well, I would. There are only 4 on the census.
Wow.
There are only 4 of all grades. There are
Mhm.
4, and the highest grade is a 6.5 that never sold. A 5.5 sold in 2020 for 675, and a 2.0 that's clear back in 19. They're 122 and 138 for a 1.8 and a 2.0. Shit, if I put the pardon me, if I put this in, this is actually a pretty darn nice copy.
You think it could be top of the census?
No, no,
Ah.
it's got the thing is that the paper when they fold the books over on the spine,
Mhm.
the Fox spines, if they
Oh,
open
they
and close
split?
the book 3 or 4 times, well, it's just a little bit fuzzy, or near the
Okay.
lower staple. Top staple's tight, nice, high and tight. But this was one of anyway. So that was that one.
Very nice. And we didn't get the year. You didn't say the year.
You're so demanding.
Well, after all that was the question.
Let's see here. My True Love
I'm going to
60.
guess 1952.
Uh, well, what 52?
That was my
Well,
guess.
you would be wrong, sir.
Oh, I can't win them all. I was trying so hard.
This came out November 10th, 1949.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so for a 49 Fox book, this is extremely bright.
Mhm.
And I think it's pink pages on the inside, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
didn't bleed through as much as it usually would do. This is one of the reasons why I jumped on this one.
Yeah, usually where the white is, it's almost pink on some of the books.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's my
That's
5.
okay. So I'm going to show 5. I showed some like Star publications. Now I'm going to go to EC. I figure, hey, why not show some EC books? And this is a title that I'm trying to. Well, I always say this. Like I always say, oh, I'm trying to get the run of, and then it's like,
Well,
what am I not trying to get the
insert
run of?
title. Insert title.
Insert title. That's right.
Dot dot dot. Insert title. I'm trying to get the whole run.
Is that Patsy Search signature worth extra? No, it isn't.
Absolutely.
No, it's not. It's not.
It is
But
the
I
Patsy
have a.
Tyler pedigree.
But the funny thing is, I do have like 1 or 2 books, and you can tell it's like a little kid, like a younger person writing it. Just the style of Patsy written on it. But yeah. Okay, so this is my first one. This is Crime Suspense Stories. This is the title. As I said, I'm trying to get the run of it. I think I'm only missing like 5 or 6 issues now, so I'm getting pretty close. This is number 24, and it's got the guy with the hatchet, and this is not his first time, dismembering somebody because the bucket that he's doing this in is kind of stained. so it's very interesting.
And who did the
Um,
cover?
I believe it's Johnny Craig, but I'm
Is he
gonna.
signed it on the cauldron?
No, it's actually George Evans.
Well, look down here. I think it says Evans right underneath the dead guy's head.
Yeah, I just saw it right there, right, right there. I couldn't
Evans.
really read that, so I had to read the top thing. So yeah, George Evans.
Very cool.
Yeah. Oh, hey, hey, Joe. It's been a while.
Hey, Joe, what do you know? You learned about love in the vaudeville show.
And then we
That's
got
from the
a.
movie. That's from the movie Battlefield or Battleground with Van Johnson, where they're in Bastogne.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
So hi Bert. And this is just another in the same run. This is number 16. And I don't know, I just felt like this is like a crazy barber or something. I don't know why. Just because he's got the straight blade and
Yeah,
I
straight
don't know.
razor.
Yeah. And this is a Johnny Craig. So I was right about the wrong book. Um so yeah, jolting tales of tension and tradition in the tradition of EC. So yeah, so I really like crime suspense stories. I think some of the best covers are in this title. So but then we're gonna switch gears to shock suspense stories. And this one actually was on one of my lists recently. Somebody had a better copy of it, like a 3.0 or a 5 or something in that range. And it went for quite a lot of money. Um, so this is actually I think this one was used in either the Senate hearings or in some like how they would write stories about the evils of comics. I think there was something done with this book. I
You
forgot
could
what it was.
almost pick. You could almost
Let's
pick
pick Andy Gore.
any EC cover in that vintage. Just pick any one you want, and that would
Mhm.
be enough. Blow it up, and then blow horns and point at it. I mean, what else?
I mean, this one is pretty great. This is a cover by Jack Kamen, actually,
Wow.
and I just like the way the guy, like, if you look, it almost like he looks like he's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This is Mr. Hyde version because his hands are like all almost like hairy knuckles, or you know what I mean.
What year is it?
This is like 1954, so near
So
the
that
end
was
of it.
after Kamen left the Iger house, like with Baker, because
Yeah,
Baker was at St. John. Kamen went over to EC,
I guess so.
evidently,
I
or
guess so.
either that, or he was an independent contractor.
Probably independent. I don't. I'm surprised. I didn't really realize that he did much at EC.
Did
But
EC have their own bullpen, or did they have a packager?
I think they had their own bullpen
Hmm.
because a lot of like part of the reason that they went horror was when William Gaines got control over EC. He basically asked the artists. He didn't know anything about comics, so he was basically talking to the artists like Al Felstein and a few of the others. What should we do? What way should we go with the thing? And they tried a few experimental books. I've shown them in the past where
International Jamboree or
yeah,
whatever it is.
the International Comics it's called,
Yeah,
where he basically tried different genres to see which one would stick, and they found that horror was the the one that people seem to gravitate to.
fair enough.
So they went crime at first, and then they switched over to horror. So yeah, but that's and then we got some Wally Wood shock suspense stories. I think I've shown this many times. For some reason, I noticed that I buy a lot of 1.8s. I don't know why,
It does seem to be one of your preferred grades.
but I don't know. Like, I mean, they're really nice presenting 1.8s, though. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't
Yeah.
look like you wouldn't have guessed that this is a 1.8 if you didn't see that thing. Okay,
Mm-mm.
there. Now it looks like, oh, it's a 9.0. Um, but this one's kind of a one that went really crazy after I bought it. This was one of those ones where you buy it and then the next day the price goes crazy. That was exactly what happened with this book. I was like, the price like I got this book for was like well below what it had gone for soon after. There was, I guess it made some hot list where somebody paid an outrageous price for it. And I was like, oh wow, I bought the right book at the right time. So I always love this one. It looks like they're going to light her on fire or something like that. You know, you got the guy in the background with the torch.
Yeah.
Got this weird hooded figure. I
Well,
don't know what this girl's into.
is she sitting on a fire already?
No, it's just the way her like her dress is kind of frilly. See how it's frilly at the top there? And it's
Okay.
frilly kind of at the bottom here. So I think what it is it's just that she's sitting down. Looks like they're gonna do some weird ritual on her. You know, people love the hooded
Clan.
thing, the
The
any
clan.
clan or hooded figure kind of books. So yeah, so this one's a classic bondage cover because she's in bondage, and it's Wally Wood. And one more. This is actually one of my favorite EC covers. Um, I don't know why I always like this one. It's kind of like the freak show. Um, the carnival freak show kind of one. This is Tales from the Crypt number 33. And this is actually the origin of the Crypt Keeper. So it tells how the Crypt Keeper came to be the Crypt Keeper.
Is it
So
Johnny Craig or Jack Davis? Jack Davis.
Jack Davis. Jack Davis has see, I kind of recognize Jack Davis's style because I read Mad as a kid, and Jack Davis was kind of very active in Mad. So
It looks like a Mad Magazine thing that he would have done, actually.
exactly, exactly. It almost looks like this is Alfred E. Newman. I'm not sure. Do you know what I mean?
Well, maybe a little
You see what I'm saying? I'm not sure if
after
you
he
see it.
after he after he went to Seed, perhaps, you know.
Yeah, he's had a bad day, right? But it's a girl, obviously. Very sexy mummy. She's a MILF, I guess would be the thing.
Uh-oh.
But and then you got this two-headed dude in the background. I don't know. I like the carnival element to it. I don't know why. I just find it interesting. Um, so yeah, so this is Tales from the Crypt number 33, the origin of the Crypt Keeper. So those are my five.
When I think I mentioned this to you. What I would do is I would go on to, and I was looking at Weird Tales, and I wanted to see if
Maybe
any
I'd
had
like to play.
that I wanted to see if any had snuck in that were ones I didn't have or whatever. I mean, just taking a last, and I'm
Mhm,
here to tell you that the prices now have already spiked big time.
mhm.
They have definitely seen what's going on. I'm seeing a lot more pulps now in Instagram. I'm seeing where
Yeah.
they're actually, there are a lot more of them now that are surfacing, and also the guys that are getting the vanguard of the ones that have been slabbed. They are showing them and showing them and showing them and showing them. So so it begins, and it has begun.
Just quickly on that, I really think things will heat up when it's sort of like when the movie comes out, there's the trailer, and then when the movie actually comes out, then the prices go a little crazy for a little bit. I think once the first pulp slabs hit eBay, the prices are going to go crazy. I think because what people are going to do, they're going to when they list them, they're going to put in that extra premium for the slabbing and for what they expect the market to go to. And then once people see, oh my goodness, this goes for that much, there will be like a bit of a frenzy.
A reaction, and
Yeah.
they will probably send in. Although I will say that the people that I have talked to, because of the strict nature of the grading currently at CGC, in light of the enormous theft, the acetates, and the fraud books, those
Hmm.
three knocks that CGC, their success has caused evil and crime and criminals
Hmm.
to basically get in there, and here they were just doing their job and what have you, and then people got in and were, there's that much money involved. What was it, $3 million worth of books that were stolen?
Yeah, yeah, it's huge. I'm just wondering if CGC's sales have dipped
I don't
as
think,
we.
I'll bet you a nickel they haven't dropped any, because the dealers that have to have the books to sell, to feed their
Have to have them
family and to make
slaved.
a
They're
living,
slabbed.
have to go through them. They're not going to go to PGX. God forbid PGX. And they're
PGX
not
is
going to go to CBCS, at least not presently, because the knock is on them. When I have CBCS books when Steve Borak was there, and they're beautiful and they're graded correctly.
well, yeah.
But after Steve left, then there was a certain amount of dissension. Anyway, I'm ready to give my we'll
Hey,
talk about this boring stuff. People are going to go, God, give me a break.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so show some more books.
My Secret Marriage,
Oh, beautiful.
A78. So this is the morning of July the 8th for September of 1954. It's number 9. September night. I was 1 year old. September of 1954.
So was that the first book you bought when you were a 1 year old?
I didn't get Superior Comics. They were not available here, I can assure you. That's number 1. This one was was in a group of books that I got from a buddy that had a stack of them, and I bought all that he had, and that's where I got my Phantom Lady 17 at the same time, which was the best one. But he basically sold all these in one lot to me. But this particular one I had seen in the Gerber guide, and I fell in love with it, and I believe that this is the equivalent of Phantom Lady number 24, because
Okay.
23 was the last issue. It turns into My Love Secret. Is they just took that title and turned it into My Love Secret, and
Hmm.
this is the first one, and this is the one of my absolute favorite of the My books.
Oh, yeah. That's quite
She,
nice.
she
There's a
looks
nice
like
side
Joan.
boob.
She looks like Joan Collins.
Hmm.
And if you look at the color palette is lurid,
Hmm.
and the green gloves with the dots on them, and
Yeah,
the
very
little green
interesting.
belt with a bow for the tight sweater showing off her doggy. I played at love. I wanted both men. My short-term marriage. So
My short-term marriage.
all
Wow.
all things that are absolutely true that all women know.
Wow, that's crazy.
Isn't that a pip?
I'll have to find a copy. So that's My Secret Love. What issue?
My Love Secret, and I think it's
Or
number
My Love
24.
Secret.
I can look it up in a minute here. But this one, when I saw this in the Gerber, and I went on eBay and I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked and I gave up. And then
Hmm.
this one day, just completely out of the blue, the guy says, "Well, I want to sell these. Are you interested in them?" And I said, "Yeah." And I saw the Phantom Lady 17. I
Oh,
said,
wow.
"Oh, definitely for that." And then he says, "Well, let's work a deal on all of these." And so the majority, almost all of these My books were the ones that he had found probably in the late 80s.
Wow. I mean, I noticed that like I've actually seen a lot of these My books all have really low census counts. They're like
Well, they're
uh
made out of cheese. They're
yeah.
made out of they're made out of dissolvable paper.
Yeah, I have a
They make
few in my collection, but not many because they're hard to get.
they're very hard. Okay, that was the first one. That was number 2. Here is number 3. And another one of this is My Life. And I think this is one of the first ones. And this is it has sort of a gray tone touch to it, but it shows that a lot more work went into this one.
By the way, I actually disagree. I think the yellow gloves work with yellow sweater. So he's saying the colorist is fashion blind.
Green loves with a yellow sweater. No, it works.
No,
She
it
wants
works.
the attention.
Yeah, it
Green and
looks
yellow.
green and yellow works.
I was a
I've
love
seen some.
thief.
Yeah,
Isn't it beautiful?
yeah. It reminds me of some like 40s movie or something like that where you
It's
got this kind of
supposed to.
yeah,
It's supposed to.
yeah, like a little bit older vixen kind of thing. I don't know.
A faded rose.
A faded rose, maybe. Yeah.
2 more. This one has a little bit of the bleed through. Again, this continues. I played at love.
Mhm.
My guilt. They called me wild. I was ashamed of my husband. And she's saying here, I will never marry you now.
I really like her face. I think it's quite
Dorothy
beautiful.
Lamour-ish,
Yeah.
not Dorothy Lamour. It's Lily Munster.
Oh, I don't know what her name is, but yeah, I know who you're
I
talking.
do, and it'll come to me.
Actually, I was gonna say like Betty Davis or somebody like that a little bit. Just
No, not Betty. Anyway, but this he looks the guy looks almost Carmen Infantino, but I know it isn't. This is probably Wallywood again.
yeah, it could be.
And again, the same thing with the color. The paper is so crappy. It didn't take it didn't take the ink on her boobs. You see how it like that guy's lapel, the blue
Oh,
ink? Yvonne
that's
DiCarlo. Thanks,
right.
Matt.
It's
That's
the girl who
precisely
played
what I'm
Mrs.
talking
Monster.
about.
Yeah, yeah,
Yvonne, thanks, Matt.
yeah. I
Um,
should have known that actually. I feel
well, I
bad.
should have known. I brought it up.
Yeah, yeah. Yvonne DiCarlo. Okay.
And then the last one here, I love the. This one has this is a white cover that has a certain amount. Again, this is still from this grouping that I got from this guy. I tormented men. My make-believe wedding. Should I trust him? And this is my confession.
Yvonne DiCarlo. Oh yeah. I mean that's a really good copy to show how the bleed through of that paper. I
The
mean
pink,
the pink. Yeah.
it's well, and they printed on the inside of the cover, and the cover stock is so porous that the ink from printing on the inside of the cover invariably bleeds through. I mean, that's just how they are. You can't get upset about it. That's just what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what she's saying right here? Now you know my secret. And look at the guy's face.
He's not too happy.
What in the hell is her secret?
Yeah, it's not
Does
such
she
a.
have an extra thing where she shouldn't have it?
I feel like I almost feel like it like modern take of this would be that she's a man. She's totally man. It's the crying game all over again. Um,
And again, with the this one, the blue is a little bit better on it, but
and Herman had a crush on Lily Munster.
uh, Yvonne DiCarlo, if you Google her, Yvonne was very sharing of various parts of her physiognomy for the photographer.
Oh, really?
And in the day, she had a slight reputation of a slight reputation, and but she absolutely an unbelievable, phenomenally beautiful woman.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but that's my five.
Oh, nice. Okay. Hey, Louis. Leo. I'm not sure. You can't see the chat, can you?
No.
No. Okay. So I'm
Well,
only.
once in a while they'll pop up if you feature them.
I make them.
I
Pop
can't
up, yeah.
read the chat as it goes.
Okay. Because I think what Bigby does, like when Bigby's on here, he'll have like an extra screen so that he can watch the chat. He's a very
Well,
good moderator.
you should do that.
Well, no, I have it. I see it. It's like right.
I see. You just ignore it.
Yeah, I just ignore it. So
Okay,
all the
well, at
people,
least.
I'm ignoring you guys. So
Oh, thank you.
I'm not. I show them every so often. I just
Okay,
don't get around to it
very
sometimes.
good. Very
Okay,
good.
so now back to like we had the scantily clad women, or well, not really that scantily clad, but
Trash. The trashy women.
the
Now,
trashy women.
now we're gonna boil them in a pot.
Now we're gonna go back to horror for some reason. So let's get back into the horror. This one is a really cool book. It's in 3D. 3D. And I have to use. Okay, I'm not
I
sure
like the
why.
werewolf.
Yeah, everyone's wearing 3D glasses in this one. This is an Al Felstein cover. And you got like the bats are even like wait, right here the bats are wearing 3D glasses. The ghosts up here are wearing 3D glasses. The crypt keeper's wearing 3D glasses, and you
The
even have
skull at the bottom the
yeah,
skull's got them.
everyone's wearing 3D glasses.
That's so
That's
much fun.
yeah. So it's a cool comic. Yeah, I love 3D books. I have like a crazy collection of 3D books. But this is Tales from the Crypt of Terror. Tales from the Crypt of Terror #2 from 1954. And it's
Interesting, because 53 is generally where all the 3Ds came from.
I know. So yeah, 3Ds like 3D covers were it was St. John that really made
Mighty
that a
Mouse.
thing. Mighty Mouse. Actually, the next book I'm going to show is another 3D. This is an actual St. John one as well.
Very
This is
nice.
House of Terror in 3D. I have to do this. I'm not sure if you get that whole
I
3D
do.
motion.
I
Do you
do.
know? Do you know 3D House of Beef?
No, but I do remember I think it was John Candy and those guys that were doing it on Second City TV in Canada.
That's 3D House of Beef.
I used to love watching, and Rick Moranis and all those guys
Yes,
that were up there. Very funny.
that's three.
Johnny
Yeah,
LaRue and smoking cigarettes and drinking the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah. That's 3D House of Beef.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what that's from. So as a Canadian, you have to know all these things, right?
It was a good show. Very clever.
Yeah, it was very funny. I just they know, oh, it's 3D. But yeah, so cheesy. So yeah, but yeah, so these did come with 3D glasses. And these were pretty cool. This one actually is a book you can pick up fairly affordably. Um, if you're into pre-code horror and 3D, you can usually pick this up for around $100, 50 to $100. It's not an expensive book, and in high grade. With that, I mean, this is a really solid copy. I mean, this is probably like a 6 or 7, and it's like, yeah, it cost me $50. So just so you know, it's not an expensive book. The next one, back to more EC stuff actually, is my Vault of Horror. I like these ones where women are getting like burned at the stake. I don't know. You have a few of those too. So this is Vault of Horror number 28.
Cover
And
by
it's
who?
Johnny Craig. And you got it looks like a witch, like her face is all skeletal, but
Well, it looks like she's put the whammy on him, and everybody's going crazy around her.
yeah, I think so. It looks like, they tried to burn her at the stake and it didn't turn out well for the
She
people that
put
were
a
doing it.
hoodoo on him.
Yeah, she put a little bit of hoodoo on them. It looks like she's wearing a wedding dress of all.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So I just always kind of like this cover. This is like one of those books that I bid on like 3 or 4 times, like at different times, and never win it, and I just won it eventually. But yeah, from 1953. So just a cool one. I got that from Heritage. And then another Vault of Horror. This is a classic hanging cover.
Well, the guy's
So
neck is totally broken. You can tell that.
yeah, he's not doing so well. I mean, if you zoom in on it, I don't know. You can I don't know. You get actually, it's very reflective of my room. You can see my whole room. Look, you can see my
Yeah.
Funkos, and you can see my other wall. Okay, just having fun with it. So this is the first appearance of Drazilla, and it's also a Johnny Craig cover as well. So yeah,
Very strong. Very
yeah,
strong.
it's a very cool cover. There we go. Maybe that's a bit better, less reflective. But yeah. Very simple, actually. Not really that much to it.
You
But
don't have to say much more than what you got.
yeah, I think the way it's done, you got them like hanging in front of like the windows over here, and you got the shadow really well done.
Is it a window or a painting?
I think it's a window, isn't it? Maybe you're right. Actually, it's a painting. I always thought that was a window. But you're right. Actually, looking closer at it, it's definitely a painting. It's like where they have like the trim around it, and then it's the painting in between.
The frame.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's cool. Okay, and one more Vault of Horror. And that'll be my 5. This is another Johnny Craig, because he did a lot of the covers for Vault of Horror. And this one's I don't know, a psychopath. I don't know. It's just like somebody in bondage. I don't know. It's a pretty crazy looking cover. It's like one of those ones you like kind of wonder what's going on.
Now, these are the ones that Gaines had multiple copies of these with his
Yeah.
collection. So these are not low census books.
All of the EC books are pretty high census. General EC books are in the range of 1 to 300. Which for Golden Age is a really high census count. Like 100 to 300 range. I mean, I'm not sure what these would have. These would probably be in that range. Fairly common.
Let me look. Vault of Horror, what number?
Vault of Horror 34. I'm gonna guess. Okay, let's play a game. I'll guess. I am going to guess 230 copies.
Vault of Horror. What is it?
34. So this is one of the later ones. This is from 1954.
I'm sorry, the number again?
Number 34. Vault of Horror number 34.
Okay.
I have no idea what the census count is, but I'm going to guess 234. It just seems like a number that popped my head. So,
It's interesting. They said they didn't have it. Oh, that's ridiculous.
no. Vault of Horror number 34. It should be there. It's not like a. It's not.
I
a,
will look. Let me try again here.
Just try Vault Horror and 34. You don't have to put all the ofs and. Hi, Flip. Maybe the artist was having a bad day, probably. I don't know. It's like somebody's.
Okay, 34. There's 22. 34. Here we go. 4 available.
Okay, what's the census count?
Census count is
Drum
wow,
roll. How many?
87.
What? That's a bit low.
87 universal copies in a census of 98 total.
Wow, that's actually for EC.
Low. That's a
lower.
low count for that.
For
for
EC, that's a bit of a lower count. Yeah. So okay, very cool.
There are
Very cool.
596s.
596s.
Yep, 194, 292s. Yeah,
so
they have
anything
a lot
above
of
that
high grade.
92, all those would probably be Gaines copies. Like Gaines file copies usually is the denotation.
Wow. I have a 4.5 that's sold in 22.
Oh. So Ozzy just bought the first appearance of Enemy Ace. I know you know that book.
Our Army at War 151, I think. No, our Army, whatever it is. Yeah, I have a ray gun of that one. Good for you, Ozzy.
Congrats, Ozzy. So yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna keep.
So I failed on that one. I would have thought it was actually more common because it's later issue. It's it should have been easier to get.
Maybe they got a lot of them more got burned.
Yeah, maybe.
Make me big.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And then I will continue to regale. And here's the last of the Mize. This is one you see quite often, and it's pretty nice picture in the Gerber. And again, you see the blue, how the blue ink just doesn't even hold to the cover, and it's got the red bleed through.
Yeah.
The pink on the inside. They called me worthless.
Wow. I like that cover though. That's
they're really great covers. The art on them is just great. The interior is sorted.
So yeah, I was wondering, what was the interior like? Is it like the way JoJo's were, like very over the top?
There is a certain level of variation, but I think that it's the Iger shop is doing it.
Oh, okay.
The Iger House of Art. This is a very, very high grade copy of this book. This is Murder Incorporated from July. I don't see where it gives the grade. This is probably somewhere between a 9.2 and a 9.6. Murder Incorporated.
It's like I'm just grabbing some more books. So if I'm silent, it's that's the reason.
Long legs, and she's getting shot right through the body, and the bullet has gone through her right into the mirror and has crashed the mirror. And her headlights are on high beam.
Oh wait, let me see. Oh, I had to grab some. Oh, this one. Oh yes. A lot of people I when I picked that up, they're like, "Oh, why did you pick that one up?" I actually really like it. I don't know why. I've always liked that book.
Well, this is a screaming high grade copy of this one. That's one. Here's number 2. Mopsy #1.
Oh, Mopsy. I'm one of the few people that appreciate Mopsy. I think Mopsy's great.
Do you know why she's called Mopsy?
Because of the hairstyle.
Yeah, and I can't remember if it was Al Cap or if it was who. I think it was Al Cap that said that her hair was like a mop, and so she called herself Mopsy because she looked just
Mhm.
like this.
Mm.
Here
That was
is
another female creator.
mhm, Gladys Parker.
Guys, Parker, yeah.
Here is Mr. Feldstein, and this is my copy of Meet Corliss Archer #1.
Mm. And just explain some to the people who might not catch it from first glance or even second glance. The style of Elle Felstein and the clothing department.
Everything everything on the in the chest area is two sizes too small.
Mm.
And he basically tents everything for breasts,
Oh,
and
Flopsy,
he
Mopsy,
draws
and
attention.
Cottontail.
Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail.
Yeah, Peter
I'm with
Rabbit.
you, Lyle.
Peter
Um,
Rabbit. Okay.
this here, but this is very indicative of, and this was a Sotai book too, wasn't it? Or was it
Yes,
just
yes, it
number
was.
two?
The first three issues were.
And
Well, first four issues, maybe, I think, actually.
so,
And what company? That I believe it's Fox as well.
yeah, you can tell because if you look at the spine, do you see all this stuff right
So
here?
yeah, the early ones.
That's a dead giveaway.
Deadly giveaway.
It's like they're selling you some big annual, and all it is it's a snare. That's just it's just a device they use. But that's you can always tell Fox when they have that.
I actually read that book. Did you ever open it up and
Yeah,
look
I
inside?
read it. I read
Oh
it.
yeah, I mean the art style is all the way through. It is a
Yeah,
very
Feldstein did the whole thing.
lots
And
of
and since we're with
sweats
Feldstein,
t-shirts
we will
going on.
continue with Feldstein. That was
Okay.
three. Here's number
Oh,
four,
gee,
and this is a really high grade copy of this one too.
nice. That is I always like Sonny and Junior.
And here's another.
Oh yes.
And you can see again, if you look at the spine, you see the thing where they have musical instruments and all this other stuff, kind of fun stuff on the corner, on
Hmm.
the edge to frame it. The
I
dog is the what?
I was just gonna say I was thinking like what would have happened if Fox ever got to the pre-code horror age? What artwork we would have seen? It would have been probably some of the craziest stuff. Like
Well,
yeah.
Feldstein here again. If you look at her top, you can see that he tends it. He draws great attention to it. He has great proportions. The girls are all
Hmm.
uh, 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 tight waisted, big boobs, and show a lot of legs.
Hmm.
And inside the book, when the girls are always wearing lingerie
Oh yeah.
and they're in bed with one another, and they do fashion shows and they have these little pretenses like that. Dexter says, "Well, we're going to have a model competition, and there's a prize for it." So Dina and the other gal, the blonde and the noirette, go in there, and then they're modeling these negligees and play suits. Play suits. Women used to wear play. I
Basics.
just love my play suit. And then it's, gossamer, this and that. I've never had any complaints from this bathing suit. And the guy that's the judge is sweating bullets. He goes, "No, but yeah, don't you like it? Don't you like it?" "Yes, no, I really do like it a lot." And then Dexter comes in with a model airplane. He says, "Well, is my model airplane the winner?" And then they look at the guy and they said, "What do you mean it's a this isn't for modeling?" He says, "Well, it is, but it's a different kind." Then they go over and they beat the hell out of him because he basically had them doing all this stuff and they're changing all and of course it's any excuse for Feldstein to really jazz them up, and he does.
Well, the great thing about both Junior and Sonny was it was all Al Felstein. He did the writing, he did the inking, he did everything, all the
Yes,
artwork.
it was a very accessible. It was the typical trope. and it was a spin on Archie because there are two girls after Junior.
Hmm.
Junior, who is a cornball,
Hmm.
who's always getting in trouble and what have you. I think Dina is the brunette and the noirette. I can't remember who the blonde is,
I
but the
forget.
two of them are always vying for Junior.
Hmm.
And blah blah blah. I'll show one more. I'll show one more. And here's another Junior.
Oh yes.
And that's Dexter up there with the glasses. He's the one that had the model airplane.
Hmm.
But if you look at you look at her figure, this is classic L. Feldstein art, whereas she's just tiny but long legs, tiny waist, and then big boobs, and
Hmm.
turned turned a very nice ankle with the high heels, and a pretty face and what have you, and uh, he does spend Feldstein does take time with the girls, but he also takes time with the guys. With
Yeah.
Junior, he isn't drawn. Matt Baker would draw the men, and they
Very,
were
very.
okay, but
Yeah.
the women got all the attention, which is of course as God intended.
Yeah. I mean, I love his artwork. One of the first two collections that I tried to finish were both Sonny and Junior. I made sure that I had that locked down pretty quick because I thought they were just so amazing.
That's my 5.
Okay, cool, cool.
I hope you're enjoying my my reveal here, Alan.
No,
I
it's
don't
great
share
stuff.
them.
Yeah, it's great
I
stuff.
don't share them with anybody.
So those are all really great books. I mean, it's really interesting. I feel really weird going from good girl to horror. It's just like
It's a perfectly, it's a very easy transition because the good girls ended up on the horror covers, on the pre-code horror covers. When the good girl stuff kind of petered out, if you will,
yeah,
as it sort of petered out, then they basically
went into
fanned out
everything
into
else.
everything. They had good girls in westerns. They had them in sci-fi. They had them in pre-code horror. They had
Mm,
them as superhero. They had them in outer space. They had good girls were everywhere after that.
mm,
It wasn't like they ended. They basically went crazy. She does look like it, but she
yeah.
was an actual actress, Susie. She was
Hmm.
an actual actress that looked like that. I can't remember who Corliss Archer was.
She was a radio.
No, she was a radio star, but I can't remember what her name was.
Oh,
If
it's got
maybe her name
the
was Corliss
actress.
Archer.
I used to know, but of course, Archer is the character, and then
Yes,
it was some voice by somebody else. But yeah,
yeah.
but okay, I'm gonna take over now. So back to
I will
horror.
assume control of the television set. We will
Yeah.
control the volume.
Okay, so now we get into some decapitation covers.
Great transition, Alan.
Great transition. Sexy girls to headless people. This is like the shrunken head. This is a Don Heck
Head on a
cover.
pike.
Head on a pike and flames. I don't know why. This always reminds me though of a Muppet. I don't know why. Like I just like some like kind of like
It
little,
does.
I don't know. Yeah, but this is Don Heck cover. So yeah.
I
Oh,
look
okay.
at that.
According to Wikipedia, it was Ann Baker.
Ann Baker. That is correct. Thanks,
That
Matt.
is correct. You win the prize of
The no prize.
the no prize, but of being correct. You win the prize of being correct. And this is another series that I've been picking up various issues from it. This is Dark Mysteries, and for some reason, some of the best skeleton covers are in this series. Like they just have like every issue has like these crazy skeleton covers. Oh, and we, by the way, as I'm speaking of skeletons, we have a guest.
Who
Wait,
could it be
wait,
now?
wait, wait, wait. Why did that not work out? Oh,
Ah,
it's the guy with
and
the
with
bad internet.
his random internet is trying to. There he is.
Oh, hey,
Hi, Brian.
Hey,
hey, Brian,
just
How
trying
are
to
you
get my
doing?
thing. I'm good. How are you?
your
Good.
internet's really
I
good
with my
too.
phone to stand up.
Okay, so how are you doing, by the way? Actually, I'm gonna pause what I'm showing and then talk to you. One sec here. Oh, put my things
Uh,
on the floor.
it's
How
a
are you
day.
doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing?
Good,
Very
good.
good.
I was talking about you earlier and your moderating skills being really good.
My moderating skills?
That you
Yeah,
take
well,
care you take care of the chat. You
mhm.
basically acknowledge people and you give them the let them know that they are seen and are appreciated. And that is I think very important. And recently I was on a live stream and I made 7 posts with
Oh,
incredibly lucid things. And there you go. Janet Waldo, as you know, had a huge career of voice talent.
hmm yeah, that's before my time. So, I don't know. I
I
don't.
think
I
Well,
she was. I
I
think
think
she
I
was
didn't
probably
do a
playing
great
the
job at
girl.
moderating that chat because you got ignored. So,
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I thought, and incidentally, I did think though, in kidding, I'm kidding.
mhm.
I thought that your live stream with
Brian.
automatic was
Mm.
excellent on the 24/7 collection. And I think that as these books are being shown and what have you, that I think everyone should pay close attention to that and see about buying because there's a lot of really nice stuff that will be accessible. It isn't going to cost you $7,000 to get a copy of the book, but it's going to be very accessible stuff that you just don't see that much of.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, I
and
mean, well, Golden Age books in general are not. They're not, a dime a dozen. They're all hard to find, right? So, I mean,
and
Mhm.
I just wanted to say, stop beating yourself up. You did a great job. The collection's going to be
yeah,
awesome. You guys gonna make billions of dollars. Uh,
billions,
billions,
billions, and
billions,
billions.
billions of dollars. Yeah.
Now you
I,
So
see,
I,
Alan is
yeah,
being
I've,
nice.
I've, I've been given
Brian,
all the the good advice from Steppo and everything. So I'm there. I'm good.
okay.
well, Brian, Alan doesn't blame you, but frankly, I do blame you.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Nice.
That's because,
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
because that's just the kind of guy I am. I'm a
No,
warmonger.
thank you so much.
I'm a
Yeah, I
warmonger, by the way.
don't believe that for a second.
Oh,
Steppo was
did you
so
notice?
kind to me,
He's not
talking to
Steven.
me
It's not
through things.
Steven.
So,
This is not Steven. This is his evil twin brother, the warmonger.
oh, his evil
Judo
twin.
Man,
I got you.
Judo Man. Where's Judo
Yeah.
Man? I don't know where there is a Judo Man. I don't believe there is a Judo Man. And if he
So,
is, he's in Canada, and it's not really a country anyway.
so just so you know, for the very confused audience that has no idea what we're talking about, um,
Even better,
even
confuse the
better, the
audience. They'll
confused
go
audience,
away.
they're
They'll
gonna be
leave.
like,
They'll never
"What's
come
going
back,
on here?"
which I
Okay.
think is a very good method. Don't you?
Oh, okay. Not a good method for my
I'm
channel.
glad
Okay.
you're going along with me on that.
So for the confused audience, on All Sorts of Words, which is another YouTuber channel, we are having battles, and we basically do personas, some better than others, um, and basically we battle, and it's kind of like wrestling, but with comics, where we throw comics at each other and see who wins.
Which is
And
hard. The guys in Canada, you can't
there, there
hardly,
are
you
there
can't
are
hardly get
It's
them.
phrases and
you
you
know,
have to
it's a lot
match
of
the
it's a
phrase.
lot of wrist. It's all in the wrist. It's
Fiends.
gotta get that snap going. And basically, yeah, it's gonna be the great CCG, I should say, versus some American guy that's not really nobody really knows who he is, and
What is the
uh,
CCG?
CCG is me. The
The Comic
Comic
Collector.
collector geek.
I
yeah.
thought you were the judo master.
Well, I'm the Judah man.
Don't you know
Judah
what you
man.
are?
Judah
Why
Judah
are
man.
you
man.
so
Judah man.
confused? Is it from the food you eat in Canada? Perhaps the air? I think it's maybe the water in Canada. Either that or all the maple
Wow.
syrup you drench yourself
Are we
in.
throwing
You-
slab comics at each other?
If you
We
guys are
will
here
be
for the
throwing
first time,
slab
these guys
comics.
really do like each other.
It's hard to believe.
Well,
It's hard
speak
to
for
believe.
yourself.
Yeah.
Oh,
Say,
my
listen, Brian,
goodness.
have you seen any kind of outcome yet? Because your video dropped, did it not? Your
It did.
competition.
Currently,
It dropped
last I
already?
looked, I was winning 4-1. So
Oh, I haven't seen your video yet.
I haven't either.
I
Oh,
will
come on.
drop a
I was
link in
down
the
at
chat for people to look at later.
Yeah, yeah. Drop the okay. So this is the battle that we're talking about. Big B did it against Biggie Shack,
Yep.
and it was an
We
epic
did the
battle.
we did the two good guy wrestlers thing. Like, it's an honor to step into that ring with you, brother.
That's not good. You gotta have one bad guy, one good guy. You guys gotta
No,
have
we were both good guys.
well, and in the case with Steven and I, we're both bad guys, so it'll be it's gonna be messed up. Oh well. So
I'm gonna have. It's gonna be awfully hard for me to break the character of my nice personality person that I am, to then be evil and then put on the ugly American. But I have thought, I've actually done a little bit of thought on this, and I'm going to. I think I will amuse you and in some degree scare you, and
well,
I think you will like that.
when I actually saw your little promo video, I was like, I was gonna ask you, why don't you do some acting? Why don't you like be different from yourself? Like,
Wow, there you go.
put
That's
on
some
a role,
praise.
But if you wanted me to do something different than the crazed person that I was showing in my 30 seconds,
That
thank
wasn't
you,
praise. I
Alan.
got it.
Thank you.
Why aren't you acting? You're just being yourself. I get
He's
it.
just being himself.
Yeah, is that crazy guy? He says, "When are you going to do something different?" Thank you very much. This is my friend.
So after you watch the video, you go to the All Sorts of Words
I voted before. I know.
community page and you vote there on the books that were shown, and you vote
I
which
will do it.
ones fit the category best. And Vicky and I both agreed that we weren't going to like beg for votes. We were just going to say, please go and watch the video and enjoy the content
And
and
pick the one
vote
you
for the
like the
books that
most.
you feel best fit the categories that were up there. So we're just promoting Ricky's channel and saying, vote for what you think fit best for the
I
category.
look
And,
forward to.
and, and
I
so
look
at the
forward
end
to
of
watching.
your video, does it show our promo video?
It does. It shows both of you
Oh
guys.
wow! So you get to see
Yeah.
us as well, and
Yeah. So you guys get to see a promo video for Alan versus Steppo there, or
wow,
Judah Man versus the
he
Warmonger.
doesn't have much time to put out the next video. When's the video drop?
When's the next video drop?
Yeah.
Next Monday. It drops Monday morning.
Oh, okay.
Do
So
you know if
yours dropped.
so? Are we next? Are we going to be the one?
We are
The
next.
next? Are we the
Yes,
next one up?
We are
you're
next
recording Wednesday,
Wednesday.
and then you will be
on
playing
Monday.
on Monday morning.
Wow,
Fair enough. Now playing.
he's gotta keep
Fair
the
enough.
schedule going. I
And you
mean,
guys remember at the end to remember to have Ricky record a promo for you guys so you can share it on your
our
Instagram
channels. Yeah.
on your channels. Yeah. So because he's like, oh yeah, we should do that. I haven't done that with anybody. So
Your swag is already being shipped to me. Oh, cool. I'm glad. So he just speaking of swag quickly,
we bought some shirts and stuff.
he bought a mug. He bought a mug for me.
Mug. There you go. There you go.
I didn't even get like any notification that a mug was sold, but he bought a
Why
mug
Did
and
did
it's
you
going to
he
ship.
did
notify
you
you?
edit the background thing that you were gonna do?
What? Oh
Did,
yeah,
did you edit out the white that you
yeah.
were gonna do?
I cleaned it all up actually, and I relaunched the store. It actually messed up the store for a few days. It's working fine now though, because
Did
they
you
had to sort of
put it on
take
some
out all the.
black backgrounds and stuff?
Yeah, so I think each shirt has like 5 different colors.
Cool.
So yeah, I even put pink in one of them just to give girls something.
For the girls.
For the girls and for the warmonger. So
That's how you can
Cool.
pay me for the design. You can just buy me some shirts, and then I'll promote your
shirt?
channel.
That's
Oh,
what
by
you
wearing
should do,
each
Alan.
shirt.
okay, I'll do that. I'll buy you a shirt. That's a good. That's
Yeah.
actually I feel
Buy him
guilty
a
for the
couple.
shipping.
Buy him a couple shirts.
Buy
Don't
a
be
couple
so
shirts.
cheesy. You
I
own the site. You make money on all this hand over fist. I think that Brian deserves a couple. And Brian, tell him what colors you want and what you want. If you want the logo or if you want the one where it says, it's sort of weird. It has these weird words all over the thing. It says, "Hello, my fellow comic book collectors," but it's sort of like chunks of words and it's all
I
over.
saw the all over print one. I like the one where it just says "Hello, my fellow comic collectors," and it had the circle patch. I like that one.
Yeah.
And
I
then
put in a different pattern.
What colors do you want, Brian?
I usually wear black. I'm usually a basic black kind of
The
guy.
only
So.
problem
Couple blacks, Alan.
I almost
Make
have to
a
do it
couple
again.
blacks.
I almost have to create another SKU because I noticed when you have the words on the black, it blends right in. You can't see the words.
Well, maybe I'll just get the circle patch with the black, and then
So what I'm
the
going to
big
do is
circle.
actually I'm going to make another SKU where it has white lettering on the black.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Or you could do a stroke of the white around the black.
Yeah, that's another way. Yeah. I have to play around with it. I'm still new to this whole merch thing. It was something that I did on a weekend just to.
Sure, after you saw everybody wearing Bleecker shirts, you couldn't stand it anymore.
I know.
You said, "That's it, brother. I've had it."
I didn't get it. Why is
Doc is
everyone
wearing
wearing
one.
Bleecker shirts?
Kender's wearing one. Bleeker's wearing one. Everybody's got Bleecker shirts on.
I
Even
felt like it
Bleecker.
was fixed. I felt like it was, like when we were doing the battle, everyone's wearing Bleecker shirt. I felt like he was going to win just because everyone's like voting for him with what they're wearing. So yeah,
It's rigged.
it's rigged. It's all
Well,
rigged.
and then D Runk won.
Yeah, which didn't make any
Right.
sense. But oh well. Do I get a senior discount? Well, actually, if you use the code CCG fan, you get 10% off, which is not bad.
There you go. There you go.
And it comes right out of my portion. So
Yeah, your $100
Right
t-shirt.
out of your cut.
right out of my cut. Like,
Shall I show some books now that you've done your promo?
wait. I only showed 2.
Oh, it's boring. Go ahead.
Alan, did you see that police comics I sent you the link to?
Yes, I did.
That's one that I traded Step Up. That's one that I traded Step Up.
Wait, I know, but there's like 0, like there was no census information.
No, 0.
No, there is.
But now there is.
What I didn't see it. Wait. What was the census? What happened?
It just sold for $2,200 and something dollars.
But in super high grade.
And at 8.5.
Yeah, what was the one that you sent to?
We'll have to. I don't. Suppose we'll have to go over. We couldn't remember exactly.
I'll show it to you later at some other time. I have all these other books here, and I must show you these books. But you show your books now because the company is wondering whether or not there's going to be any entertainment here.
Okay, we're going back to the.
That's entertainment.
Okay, so we're going to show some more horror books. I'm going to grab 3 more. I have 3 more to show.
Since it's Alan's channel, you got to make sure you pronounce that last "or," because you never know.
What?
You bet.
The what? Horror?
I said, since it's your channel, we got to make sure you really enunciate that last "or" on that word.
Oh, really? Why? What? Do I say horror weird?
No.
You're doing fine, Alan. Don't worry about it at all.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. I was insinuating you show a lot of pretty lady covers.
Fine.
Go ahead.
Just be you.
Okay. I didn't get the joke. I was like, okay. Because Steven's always correcting my pronunciation. It's like drives me crazy.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
My humor was bad. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is another Startling Terror Tales, another book with L.B. Cole cover.
Yep.
And this is again, this is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and he's like I don't know, he's like putting a stake through her. And he's like pulling her hair. It's like this is a first date gone wrong. So just standard stuff.
Okay.
Can you make out the script on the tombstone? But all that is.
Yeah, actually I can. Okay, wait. Suppose you could separate the good from the bad in your life and become 2 persons. Would you do it? In the worst of us is some decency. In the worst of us is some decency. And in the best of us lies some evil one with nature and become his other self, the horrible and heinous self.
Sounds like the Hulk.
And then a man from whom all decent people shrank, and a man destined eventually to kill his creator. So
we got that going for us.
Wow. So you guys really tested, like I'm doing this with contact lenses. It's really hard for me to read. No, I'm horribly dyslexic too.
Big round of applause for Alan.
That was my reading skills. Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
Okay, so this is Star Publications, which are
cool. That's a purple label. So what's the value on that?
About $1 billion.
$1 million. All right.
Billion. Okay, so
$1 billion.
The bottom edge of the back cover is trimmed. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is the restoration. Can you see it?
Yep.
That little trim there at the bottom?
Yeah.
So you pop it out of there and you just tear that like a little kind of like
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And then it would be a non-restored.
And then it would still be a 4.0. It's so dumb.
right? I mean, you just
Yeah.
kind of tatter that edge with a
You just powder that
tear,
edge,
tear,
and
tear,
then
tear,
it
tear,
looks like
tear.
it's then it looks like a 4.0 non-restored. I don't know. That's really
But
dumb
you probably
restoration.
double the value of it, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, even in a restored grade, it's a pretty expensive book. Um, your next one is Weird Mysteries.
The eyes have it.
Yeah, he's got his eye on her.
Arr!
Okay, so this is from Gilmore magazines, and this is a Bernard Bailey cover. And
Gilmore.
yeah, Gilmore. Didn't I
Wow.
say Gilmore? Yeah.
Yes, you did. I'm unfamiliar with that title. I mean, with
Yeah.
that company.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It is what it is. There's like
Do you
so
have
many
any other
companies
weird
that don't know.
mysteries? Do you have any other weird mysteries? Is that another
Yes, I
title
do.
that you're
No,
trying to complete?
it's another run that I'm trying to complete. Yes. Okay, so the next one is another Weird Mysteries. It's the one where the people are kind of being chased by this. Either they're coming out of his mouth or they're being chased by this weird guy with a. He's got a
Nice
bit of a
wart. Nice
wart
wart
on
on
his
the nose there. That's
wart
lovely.
nose. Do you guys know that story? Can I tell you guys a joke?
Go
About
ahead.
Go ahead.
a wart? Okay, this is I don't know if you've heard it, just don't say anything. But it's a cute story. Okay, so there's this guy, and he was playing hockey as a kid, and somebody just did a slap shot and just knocked his eye out. Okay,
Okay.
and he was a poor Canadian, so he couldn't afford like a glass eye. So his father carved him a wooden eye. Okay, and that's what he put inside of his socket. And basically, what happened was he was ridiculed all through life. People would be like, "Oh, would I? You're such a silly boy, would I?" And they would always make fun of him. And so he had a lonely life, and but he desperately wanted to find somebody, to be, a partner in his life, a girl to be with. And so one day he's like at the bar and he's all sad because he's got the wooden eye, but he sees with his good eye a girl in the corner sitting by herself and looking very, very sad. And he kind of looks at her and he can see, like, in the light, that there's on the tip of her nose this huge wart, like a big wart on the end of her nose. Okay. And so the music's playing. He's like, oh, maybe I'll ask her to dance. Maybe she, has the same kind of phobia that I have, like with people and all this kind of stuff. So he goes over to the girl and he, like, says, hey, would you like to dance? And she looks up him with a bright smile and like really like excited that somebody has approached her. And she says, would I? And he goes, wart nose, wart nose.
Now, I heard it a different way, Alan. I heard that it was the same lead in, but
Mhm.
then what happened is that he was at a dance, and
Yeah.
he was asking his friends, and no one would dance with this one girl. He says,
Mhm.
"What's wrong with her?" He says,
Mhm.
"She's got a terrible hair lip.
Oh,
I've heard
hair
that
lip.
one.
She's
Yeah, that's
got
the
a
one I
hair
heard.
lip." And
Ah.
so then he goes up and he goes, he says, uh, "I would like to know, you're I'd like to dance with you. Would you like to dance with me?" She says, "Would I?" And he goes, "Hair lip."
Mhm.
But hair lip is not as funny as like wart nose.
I don't know. Wart nose, and it must be a Canadian thing.
Because hair, like, it's like,
I think
okay.
the judo masters should stick to judo. Are you done with your 5 books
That
now?
was my 5 books.
Okay.
And a joke. It came with an extra joke. That
Came
was
with a
like
joke.
There
the
you go.
best
It did
joke
come with an
ever.
extra joke.
Okay.
I know this joke. It's
Okay.
about hot dogs chasing donuts into a tunnel. I don't know what it's about.
Okay. So the question is for the audience watching, which is the better version, hair lip or wart nose? I think I'm going to go with wart nose, but you guys in the audience vote. Which is the better? Okay.
Boy, this is really high end educational value here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got to be educational or nobody's going to watch. Okay.
Hit me.
Always a contest with you two.
Yeah, see, Matt says Wart knows because he's Canadian. He knows better. Okay.
Matt, you won't get a better deal on the shirts by doing that. I already know. All right, so here we go into JoJo.
We go into JoJo. That sounds really disturbing.
And you can always this is a tell for Jack.
Wartmonger.
This is a tell for Jack Kamen. You look at of course the gal, and of course JoJo down in the corner, always with the curved blades. But look at the leopard. The leopard has a face. It's not a leopard.
I know he has like a smile.
It's a leopard with a face on it. Same thing with the elephant. The elephant has a face on it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what Kamen would do. He would put anthropomorphic type things with that. Here, I'll show you.
You kind of humanize them, huh? Yeah.
He puts. I think he does it just for the hell of it.
It's a beautiful book, though. I like it.
Oh, I love the JoJos. I've been trying to get them all.
Here's book number 2. Now she looks like Matt Baker to me. She looks like Phantom Lady, and I think this is a Baker cover.
I'm not sure. I don't think JoJo any of the covers were Baker. I think they're all.
Brian, could you look this up?
I think it was
JoJo number what? JoJo number what?
I don't know. Just put JoJo and look for the cover.
No,
there aren't that many.
Okay, so JoJo 22. That's JoJo 22. It doesn't say who the cover artist is.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I have the slab right behind me.
Gotcha.
Number three is one that came from the Loon collection, and this one Dave Alexander held on to for a long time. But I did him a solid. Later on, I won't go into it, but I did him a solid, and he says, "Okay, I'll finally sell it to you." And this one is absolutely a breathtaking copy of this book. And I think it's, what is it, JoJo 25, I think?
That's 25. That's the one I'm missing. That's the only one I'm missing.
And the kind of the Betty Page looking gal. And I think this is Matt Baker. I may be wrong.
Okay. Matt. Brian, can you look that up?
What number? Which?
JoJo 25.
JoJo 25.
One I'm missing. I love that cover though.
You got it. I am at your beck and call. Let's see what we got.
Beck and Call, was that a comedy team?
That's something to call. But
isn't that
is this a Sodi? It's not. This one's not a Sodi. There are JoJos that are Sodis, but not that one.
But she's in bondage and about to be burned. And JoJo the Congo King is coming up, and he's actually, instead of a knife, he's got a really long bullwhip.
I think 26 is a Matt Baker, but I'm not sure about 25. Does it say, Brian?
So I'm looking on cover price. It doesn't say anything about. Let me look in Key Collector, see what it tells me.
No. Look up on Go Collect.
Go Collect. Okay, let me get to Go Collect. Just let me get every single service going.
The other place that's really good is comics.org. Grand Comics Database. They usually say who did the cover.
That thing is so confusing. That Grand Comic.
It's not that bad. All you do is you type in the issue number and then press search.
And then it gives you a billion things that you're like, what?
Yeah, and then you just pick the first one. It's usually the first result.
I'm on Go Collect. Hold on.
I think this one is just a great look at the flat tops those guys are wearing, feeding her down into. Again, this is Kamen because they have faces. All the animals have faces.
Yeah.
The hyena and the leopard, the gorilla, of course, looks like a gorilla, but the bone in the nose, I mean, really not PC at all. And this is another breathtaking type of 7.5, 8.5.
And the interior stories are amazing. Like
they're wild.
Yeah, just fun stuff inside.
I call this one.
Hey, guess what? JoJo 25, Matt Baker.
That's what I knew.
Oh, it is Baker. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Brian.
It's probably why it's one of the more expensive. I think it's the most expensive.
It is quite expensive from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my, it's a total. That's why I keep them in the safe. I always call this is the cupcake cover, because Cupcake's on top of her, whatever it is, Impala or Ibex or whatever she's riding. With the and I can't tell if it's a red plant or if that's its, no, I think its tail is down below, but she's wearing just exactly what you would wear in the jungle. You have your red bikini, and you have your little dancing slippers on, and then you have a lion with a human's face on it chasing you. But this book, really finding one that are, when they're this bright, it's very difficult to do, particularly with Fox books. But this is a smoking hot cover.
So far, are you making fun of that outfit? Because that's what I wore when I went to the jungle last time. Was a red bikini with the
Yes,
red.
I thought that was standard
so?
costume for going to the jungle. So.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
Alan was there with his red bikini
Yeah,
on.
of course.
I figured,
Of course.
I actually have this. I actually bought this book from Harley E. I still have it in the Mylar, and this is number 10. He's got the horn on. Matt, I begin to worry about you.
Yeah.
But this book cost me, asking was $350.
Oh wow.
And I'm sure that I got at least 10%, because Harley at that time was a lot more agreeable to.
Yeah, he doesn't negotiate too much nowadays.
He doesn't negotiate anymore. And his prices are quite high. But I bought a slew of stuff from Harley. Harley is.
But that one looks like a very high grade.
It is.
Yeah. So typically the low grades go now for around 300. So just so you know.
Thank you. Two more. I love this one too. Here's another Cayman cover, and we have the animals again. But this is just absolute. This is like a 9.92, maybe 9.4. I mean, it's just the colors and the edges on this, or they're just. This is a loon book. Look at her shoes.
I know. It looks like
Look at her shoes. What is going on? She has this gossamer. And if you look up above her left shoulder there, the strap has disconnected, which is what it's supposed to do. And in the crawl, they have this the crawl. And if you look at the lion and the leopard, both have human faces.
Yeah.
It's just hysterical. But she's got her fool shoes on. Her court jester shoes.
Yeah, they look like almost like slippers. It's weird.
Fool shoes.
What are fool shoes?
A person that wears them has to be a fool.
Okay.
And the last one is the last JoJo. Yeah, last JoJo. This one, I had a nice copy, and then my comic guy came up with one that was even. I traded him my copy, which was a nice copy. But this one is absolutely unbelievable.
You should see my copy of that. It is the ugliest copy ever.
I was like, oh, here goes Alan. I was trying to compete. Oh, wait, he's just saying this is ugly.
Mine's so ugly. I actually wanted to upgrade mine. So I'll trade you, Stephen. And I'll throw in, okay, so I'll give you my copy and a Turok.
And a gold, the gold
Turok, not just that regular edition.
I'll look forward to it. Is this the most skulls you've seen?
Yeah, I always love that cover. It looks like she has poo on her head, though.
No, it's chocolate soft serve.
It's like
a moleskin hat. It's a moleskin hat with a bone through it.
It was the time traveler. It's the poo emoji.
And you'll notice how florid the reds are on this. Has a really nice date stamp, September 12th.
I like the interesting shape of her bikini bottom. Has a little wedge thing that goes up. That's kind of
it's her trademark cover, and she's all oiled up. See how she's all kind of shiny and oily? So she's oily, boobalicious, almost virtually naked on a giant pile of skulls, trying to entice JoJo to do something that he shouldn't do. And it says here, featuring
chocolate
JoJo,
ice cream.
JoJo the Comic King and the Incredible Adventure of the Mountain of Skulls, the Screaming Village, and others. But isn't that wild?
It's
Look
a
at the
great one.
colors on this.
It's wild.
Now you look at some white bread DC book or Atlas comic or something like that, and you have this thing standing next to it on the stand.
Yeah,
What are you gonna buy?
I know. It's like
Right.
I always felt like
I'm
JoJo
gonna
was
buy it.
underrated.
I'll tell you, Alan. I know you would buy this, but I would buy a Dell book.
Because yeah, I know you like to get those like funny characters. Yeah,
There's my 5.
that's cool. Brian, do you have any books you want to show?
I was digging for, I guess the theme was, well, Stepos weren't
There is
horror,
no
but I
theme. There's
grabbed
no
some.
theme. So
Okay, well, I tried to
I'm
grab some
pre-code
horror-ish.
horror. Steven is like
You know, this
good
isn't
girl.
pre-code, but I got
Oh,
Tales of
wait. I'll make it
Suspense
big. I'll make it big.
28.
You make him
Oh.
baby.
Yeah. So Tales of Suspense 28.
That's cool.
Some early pre-hero Marvel. And Strange Tales number 98. Did you guys ever see the short that or the video that David over at Comic Book Investments did about this book? He kind of told the story. It's hilarious.
What's
This
the story?
the alien comes down and he's like, unless someone can beat me in a contest, my race is going to come and take over your planet. And everything that they come up with, he cannot be defeated. And finally, this guy comes up and he says, I'm a champion at my sport, and you cannot beat me. And the alien says, I can beat anyone at anything. And so he goes up and whispers in the alien's ear, and then the alien goes off into a cave and is never to be seen from again. And they say, what did you tell him your sport was? And he says, long-term sleeping. I can sleep longer than you can.
Was
No,
that the
you can't.
actual
I can
story?
sleep. That's the
Wow.
story. Yeah, he goes and slumbers in the cave to try to beat him at
Sleeping.
at sleeping.
That's great.
That's hilarious. But anyway, here we go. Here's real modern, but it is the last issue of Dark Horse Presents. So there you go, Mon Comics if you're watching.
Very cool.
It is the Predator hunting Nazis.
Cool.
Wow. That would actually be a really cool movie.
Yeah, I think that was like a World War II.
Have the Predator go after the Nazis. I like it.
That'd be
Yeah,
so
that would
cool.
be cool. Set in World War II, that would be really cool.
Yeah,
But there's that. And
but then
then
you're rooting for the bad guy. I don't know who you're rooting for.
I don't know. And then so I was going kind of monster theme, so we got here we go. First and again, Mon Comics, first man thing in comics. And also first Bobby Morse. Mockingbird, she's the one swimming away there on the cover.
Oh, that's her first cover, or is that?
I think it's her first. I think she had a cameo the issue before, but yeah, maybe it's her first cover appearance. But anyway, yeah. Hawkeye's wife.
Because I have her first appearance as well. I have that book as well, but I think the other book is her first appearance.
And then scary books. This one was too scary, so Marie Severin had to edit the face. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm pretty sure it's the one with Hulk.
Yeah, it's a Jim Steranko Hulk cover, and they decided that he drew Hulk's face too scary, so Marie Severin had to go in and edit his face and make him more jolly green, friendly looking. So there you go. There's some books.
There's some books.
There's some books. I just grabbed random books while you guys were showing.
Alan, make me big for just a second, if you would.
Just 1 second.
We were talking about the police comics.
Okay.
And I just pulled it out so that I can show you. And Brian,
let's have an on-screen evaluation. I want to know what you think.
I'm telling you, the color strike on this thing is outstanding. The edges are beautiful. I have soft corners on the top of the spine and the bottom of the spine. But I would say this thing is anywhere between a 7, or it's a 6.5 or a 7, maybe even a 7.5. But here it is.
I mean, it's a very beautiful, cover.
I don't know if you can tell, but the police, the trade dress on the top of this thing is an inch thick.
I
Yeah, you
was
can't really tell on but it looks really cool.
describing it to Ryan last night, and he goes, "Wait, no." And he goes, he sends me a picture of it. He goes, "Is this it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "You don't want to know." Like, what?
But
Yeah, yeah.
there
It's
was
a
just no census count on it. It was like, there was no way that you guys could really judge the value until
It
it goes
has
to
a
sale.
date stamp of April 17th for the July issue of number 117 of Police Comics. It is a very white 1952 pre-code, and it is the color strike and the registration on this thing is perfect. The spine has the black line. I mean, exactly on the back on the spine. There's no.
Oh, it's like perfectly centered and
It is absolutely dead on.
wow.
Thank you, Brian.
So I was,
You're
as I was
welcome.
telling you
And by
before,
the
with
way,
this,
I told Steppo about it, and I told him last night that I was not complaining. I'm happy that he got a good book, and I'm happy that it's in his collection.
It
So
was hard for me to tell from all the crying and kicking and stamping your teeth,
yeah, gnashing of teeth. Yeah,
the gnashing of the teeth. Yes,
yes,
but this is that's the baby right there.
I was
yeah,
telling you though that those books are really rare in
yeah.
Well, first
the
you
later
said they
issues, the
were, and
later
then you
parts of
said
the run.
they weren't. Now, what was it?
No, I always said that they were rare. They just don't. They haven't really gone for very much recently because nobody.
That should go on one of your Golden Age record books. I mean,
Oh,
it seems
this
like
Yeah,
a
your
sale.
golden age of the week.
yeah.
Yeah. But it was last week.
It sold January 30th. It took
Well,
Go
it just
Collect
Oh,
forever
now.
to
Yeah, it just
update.
now was the information was just now released.
oh,
Right.
okay.
Alan,
Yeah.
don't be
Oh,
so
okay.
fussy.
Okay. Well, maybe he'll make a
Okay.
list. Maybe he'll make a list.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, it went from being like $100-ish book to it being a 2,000 and something dollarish book. So I mean,
Hmm.
that's pretty big jump.
It's good to be me. So, are you going to show you some more of your flaccid horror books?
This is
So,
this book's just kind of.
Brian, do you collect Ron Perlman signed comics?
I don't have any Ron Perlman signed comics, but I would love to have one in my collection. That would be pretty cool.
Like
I love
Hellboy?
Hellboy, and
Yeah.
I know Mon Comics collects a lot. He has a lot of Ron Perlman signed memorabilia because Ron Perlman came into the bar that he worked at, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, so he got him to sign his Hellboy DVD and a bunch of other stuff. So
The thing I liked about Ron Perlman is he didn't need makeup.
yeah,
Well, his face was perfect for that stuff. You know who also has a perfect face for the stuff? Willem Dafoe.
Oh,
The
yes.
Green Goblin.
yes,
That guy, you just throw a tiny little bit of makeup on him, and he's good to go.
Yeah, he looked. He looked oh,
Why
Ron
also Ron
Perlman
Perlman's going to be in his area. There you
in
go.
May.
That's
In
cool.
May. Wow, congrats. That's a good time to get
Want
some
to be
books signed.
painful if he's in your area?
Yeah. Depends
Whoa.
on which area.
That sounds sort of uncomfortable.
Mm. Okay, so do you
Yeah,
want me to show
those
some
guys
more
have a
horror?
face made for those characters. I've been told I have a face made for radio.
Face
It's a
made for
face
radio.
made for radio. Very good. Very good.
Mm. So do you guys want to see some more horror?
Yeah.
Let's see what you got, buddy.
Let's
The
go.
non flaccid kind. Okay.
Oh, okay.
The rigid
Okay.
kind.
The rigid kind. Okay. We got Web of Evil. I love
That's a
these
cool one.
electrocution covers. So this is I believe this is who is it? Yeah. Jack Cole. Jack Cole cover.
Cool.
I was like, I think it's cool that he's
Classic
laughing.
electric chair cover.
Yeah, it's classic. I
Do
would
you
say
have
it's one
the
of the.
Captain Marvel Junior one where he's an
Yeah, I
electric chair?
do, but it's raw. It's actually in a box somewhere around here, but I'm not sure where.
That was a
Um,
crazy cover.
here's another electrocution
Now,
cover.
Brian, I I have differed with Alan on this. He is arguing that the guy is tensing up before the juice hits him.
Well,
I am
there's no
saying that
doubt
the
about it.
juice is that I'm saying that the juice has hit him, and that's why he's doing this. Why his rib
No,
cage and all the muscles are
no.
ripping out. What do you think?
Okay, well, you're both wrong if you think the same as Steven. So what do
Well,
you
that
think,
sort of
baby?
ended that, didn't it?
Okay, what do you think,
Wow,
baby?
there we go.
Okay, so what do you think, baby?
I don't know. They could have done a better job if he is actually being electrocuted at the moment. They could have done a better job of signifying that, like
Well,
giving some sparks or something on there or
he's
something.
saying he's got a
But-
constipated look. It's like,
oh, is that it? They
yeah,
strapped him into the restroom there.
yeah, he's going to the bathroom.
Didn't want him to get away.
So what it is, like the reason I say he's not electrocuted yet, this is like, sweat coming down his face, pouring down his face. He's like all like, you can see it all on his brow and stuff, right? And then it says, operator, you got to get through. He's innocent.
That doesn't mean anything. And look at his hands, and look at the arms, and look at the muscles of his chest.
I think I think he's just like,
He's getting juiced.
he's not getting juiced yet.
I talked to Steve Ditko. He told me
Look,
he was
okay.
being juiced.
See, look, Matt says, trust me, that wouldn't last once the juice starts flowing. See, what would happen is if that he had that water on his face and he's getting electrocuted, it would just like sizzle off. He'd be like smoky.
There you go.
True? So I think he's like all panicking that he's gonna get electrocuted. Okay. And it's kind of a trope where they, last second before he's gonna get electrocuted, the phone call, right? So I think
Yeah,
it's
that's a trope for sure.
yeah. So I think it's that. So
Oh,
that's my guess.
I'm sorry, I missed Matt's question. He said, "Was Man Thing in the Kaiser story?" Yes, he is. And it
Oh, I
actually
missed that too.
it reprints the story also from
From
Savage
the
Tales in there
magazine.
as well.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
magazine.
the black and white and everything is really cool, actually.
And this is Mystic, number 21, the wedding issue.
Atlas.
Yeah, Atlas, which is Marvel.
Very cool.
Atlas is the title that they'd use to do all their horror stuff. And this is Bill Everett cover. I'm just looking at some of the things here.
There's lots of I can't.
There's like a creepy
There's
doll.
all kinds of bad things going that I can say. I'm not going to say them.
Why? Oh.
Don't say them, Brian.
Don't say
I
them.
won't say them.
The honeymooners. Look, he's she's like, you should have quit
Absolutely,
when.
that's it.
Yeah. Like he got ready for the wedding, and he said just a
He
little bit
lost
off
his head.
just a little bit off the top, and the
I know
bride-
exactly what you're going to say, Brian, and I won't say it either. You'll notice it
Good.
has the fake code down at the bottom on the floor
Yes,
mat.
it does. It does. Where's that?
Down
Right
the bottom.
there. Right there.
The star?
Little star.
Yeah, the star.
That's the fakey
The
code.
ACMP.
So this somehow passed the code, but okay, whatever.
The fake code.
The fake code. Decapitated guy makes the code, but okay, sure. Okay, and
It's Leonardo Decapitato.
exactly. And then I
Name
love this one.
dropper.
This is Punch Comics, number 13. I always thought this one was cool, and you got all the creators on the tombstone.
The action of her falling as an artist, I can appreciate the action of her falling and the dress and everything. That's really they did a really good job of that.
Yeah.
Who did the cover?
This is I'm not sure. It says
Say on your slab.
It's Rick. It's Rick.
Rick what?
I don't know. It says Rick.
Well, it ain't Rick. Is it Rick Estrada?
I don't know. I'm just saying Rick. I'm not gonna. Maybe Gus Ricka. That's a good guess. So yeah, I don't know. It's Rick. Cover by Rick. So yeah, World's Greatest Comics. This is Harry Chesler cover. Comic. 1945. So pretty early. This is not, by the way, this is not pre-code horror. This is a crime book. Pre-code horror didn't happen until several years later.
It sure looks like a horror cover to me.
I know a lot of these Punch comics people kind of claim are like pre-code horror, but they are really crime books. They would have like they wouldn't have any horror stuff in them.
It was
They'd have
it's
more
Rick Sanchez,
crime.
right?
Rick Sanchez. No, it's not Rick Sanchez.
Is it
Not
Rick
from Rick, not
Sanchez?
from Rick and
It's
Morty.
not. It's yeah. No, it's not.
God, they've got a long memory. Oh, Alan, I can't believe that Rick and Morty's going to be on your tombstone.
Rick and Morty is going to be on my tombstone. I don't know.
Sanchez.
Yeah, everyone.
Dirty Sanchez.
So, Dirty Sanchez. Dirty Sanchez. You know, actually, the funny thing is, I know her name. I didn't know the names of the characters.
That's all right. They
Young
had
Adventures.
nothing they could say, and they had to say something.
But you know, I don't know why I blanked on our name. I was like, you know, sometimes don't you hate that when you blank on like a really common name?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. Yeah,
Alan,
yeah.
do you want to make me big?
Do I want to make you big? Aren't you big enough?
No, you really don't want me to be. You don't want me big.
Okay.
Swelled his head.
Oh wait. Isn't it? Is it your turn?
Oh, Brian, did you have something to show? I'll wait.
No. Okay,
No, it's your turn.
Actually, it's your
your
turn.
turn.
It's your turn.
Beautiful Cayman cover.
Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. Now I gotta you dirty rat. No, just
Ooh, goody rat.
You dirty rat.
That's the next book I was gonna show.
Let me get mine too. No, wait, I don't have one.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Hey,
That's
it's Biggie. Biggie Shack. What's up, Biggie?
Hey, Biggie.
This is a particularly fun one.
Oh yes.
So there's like a spider web behind her.
A spider web behind her.
No, it's the smoke
the-
from her
It's the
cigarette.
smoke from her cigarette.
Smoke
Oh,
from
no,
her
the Ellery
cigarette
Queen. The
floats
Ellery.
through the air.
The Ellery
Oh,
Queen.
oh,
Yeah.
Fade away in the gloom.
No. He's
Deep
talking
in a
about the other book.
dream
The other
of
book.
you.
The other book. The other book.
Other book.
No, the other one.
The Ellery Queen one.
Other book
Queen.
today.
Yes,
Other book.
it is-
Other book.
yes,
Other book
it is a
today.
spider web. It is a spider web.
Yep.
The other Queens had cool covers, but not so great interiors.
Wow, it was a cool cover.
So here's this again. This is number 2. Crime Never Pays.
And you got that because of me. I showed that, and then you're like, "Oh, I have to get that book."
I was after it anyway, Alan.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
You wouldn't collect comics at all if it wasn't for Alan Steppo. Come on now.
No,
Yeah, and it's interesting too because I'm 20 years older than he is.
You're right.
Bob Lubers. Lubers is all about the
I feel like it
legs.
should be Lubbers, though. It should be Lubbers. I really feel like it should be Lubbers. I'm gonna
Like,
talk to
like
him.
landlubbers.
Well, it's like, you know, it's
Oh, you
Lubbers.
landlubbers.
It's spelled the same as rubbers. It should be Lubbers. It's just a thing. But it's Lubers. Okay, I'll go with it.
Oh boy.
Cow Puncher. Oh, nice. I had that next to me at one point.
It's 3.
But you gotta say who the artist is and like get into all the details.
Oh, it's good old whoever it is.
you always ask me. You always ask me. I'm like,
It's that
Rick.
guy.
It's that
The
guy.
punches cows.
I already told you it's that guy.
Was
Thank
it
you.
Rick's friend?
No.
Was it Rick's friend?
Yeah, it's Sanchez. Here we go. This
Let me
is
say Graham Ingalls. Is that right?
Graham Ingalls? I don't know.
Graham Ingalls.
Maybe. Okay, wait.
Thank you.
I got the slab here. One sec. Okay, keep on going. Keep on showing.
This is the Jane Russell clairvoyant cover. These are all Loon books as well. I'll just show my 3 clairvoyants and then I'll be done. It'll be 6, but you get to see 6. This is one that Ryan said he couldn't understand why anyone would like this cover, and I said, "Dude, what? I
It's
mean,
an awesome
what's
one.
not to like?" Cayman cover, it's just rocking.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Oh,
Hubby's
no,
rolled sixes. Hubby's rolled sixes. He's dead in the car, bleeding out in the back seat. And the guy is giving her the butt of a 45 right across the jaw on her wedding day.
no,
What
I
could
think
go
he would,
wrong?
because we were both talking before the show about that other one, the where he's saying, if I wasn't a gentleman, I'd shoot you or whatever. He's punching the lady on the cover. So I think he
Oh, okay.
appreciates that cover. It was just like, man, it's just so
Over the top.
non PC, right? Is
Oh
that the
yeah.
word I'm
Oh
looking
yeah.
for? I guess.
This is my favorite version. This is my favorite cover of the four of them. I don't think that the issue number one is worth that much. Isn't that pretty?
He said he
But
knew you
this
were going
one
to show
is.
that one.
You know me well. This
Mhm.
one is absolutely. It could be a 9/8. It is so perfect.
Oh, nice.
I mean,
I have.
that is really, and the interior is just awful.
Yeah.
It's rigid. It's newsprint, newspaper layout, and the artwork inside is stilted, and it's really. But this Cayman cover is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's
You
real
didn't buy
nice.
those
I
for
think.
the interior art. You bought them for the covers. Come on now.
Yeah.
True. But that's really when I saw this was the one of Clairvoyant. This was the one I wanted to get right away, the first one, and then Dave Alexander had the three of them, and so I got the three at that
Is
time.
it only 3 in the run?
There's 4.
4? I because yeah, I don't have that one, but I have the others.
This one is truly. I mean, to my eye, the layout, the whole layout of the thing is just.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And
It's good work.
it has the little embellishments on her boobs, which are actually on her dressing gown.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
that's basically a kimbo.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that's
Very
my
cool.
5.
Very cool. So, Big B, do you have more to show?
I have some books. I grabbed a
Hey,
chunk
cool.
of Bernie Wrightson goodness.
Oh, Bernie Wrightson. That's a good choice.
Yeah. So Swamp
Ah,
Thing
Swamp
number
Thing.
one. Yeah. Which has been getting homaged quite a bit lately, it seems like.
I have a funny story about Swamp Thing number 1.
Tell me a funny story about Swamp Thing number one.
So my
I'll
son.
continue to hold it up while you tell the story.
Okay, so this is the story about Swamp Thing number 1. My son really liked Swamp Thing. It was his favorite character. So for Christmas, he knew that I was going to potentially buy him a Swamp Thing number 1. Okay. But what I did
Okay.
was, so I wrapped it all up, and he kind of knew that it was going to be a Swamp Thing number 1. But I'm like, oh no, I wouldn't get you a Swamp Thing number 1. You know, but he like felt the package, and he's like, oh, I know this is a Swamp Thing. He felt like it was a slab and stuff. So what I did was I said, oh no, I'm probably gonna get you like strawberry shortcake. You like strawberry shortcake much better than Swamp Thing number 1. And so what I
Right.
did was I like the day before Christmas, I wrapped up another comic. Well,
The night before Christmas.
the night before Christmas, I wrapped up in the same wrapping paper, the same way, and I put a strawberry shortcake underneath the
Oh,
tree.
you're so mean.
So when he opened it up, he's all excited, and it's like strawberry shortcake. I was like, "Yeah, I told you I got strawberry shortcake for you." So yeah,
All
that was my
right.
joke. Oh, he was trying to
And,
ruin the surprise, so I had to make it more interesting.
Swamp Thing number 4.
I did give him the Swamp Thing later, by the way, so don't worry.
Good.
Thing number 5. And number 6.
Do you have the run?
I only have I've got chunks of it. So this is one of my favorite covers though. or
That
Batman
is,
on
Oh
the
yeah,
cover.
yeah.
there's a panel. I have I think I have 5 of those, at least 4 copies of that book.
Yeah.
Inside that book, there's a picture of Batman on one page. If I ever got an original page of art for Wrightson, that's the page I would want, where Batman's on the top of a building and he's straddling like buildings, and the cape is blowing through his legs out forward as he's leaning over as the Swamp Thing is coming up to try to catch him. It's really a great panel.
So
This is one of my favorite covers
yeah, I
also.
haven't voted yet, Biggie.
I haven't even seen it yet.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
So
actually, Biggie, I don't know if you were tuned in earlier, but I said that both you and I asked that people watch the content and enjoy it, and just vote for the books that they feel best fit the categories, and that we just really want everybody to enjoy the content, and that we both went at each other like the two good guy wrestlers, like, it's a shame that only one of us can win, brother. So those are my books. I mean, I got more, but that I went over my 5. So
all right. One sec. I gotta be faster at clicking around. So
thank you, Chris.
Biggie's his favorite cover is number 9. I believe that
That's
was the last one we showed.
That's
Yeah,
the one
number
coming
9
out of
is
the ground. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
this
the
one
last
should be the cover for number 1. I mean, it
it
really
should.
It is
it's
Coming
yeah,
up out of the
amazing.
ground, or out of the swamp,
out of
actually.
the swamp.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good one. It always reminds
It's a
me, like
great
whenever I see
cover.
that, I always think it reminds me of what's it called? Toxic Avenger or something like that. Though I don't always
I think
reminds
you
me
said
of
they
that.
have
I
the
don't know.
9.6 of that one. That's nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
What and Alan, what is the name of the Swamp Thing? What is his name?
I
It's
know.
Alan.
I'll tell you.
Wait, I know.
Not Alan.
Oh, you know? Okay, tell me.
Why do you do this to me? Then I can't remember.
Because I like to.
It starts
Because
with
I
it,
like
but it's
to.
not Alan.
I'm a warmonger.
Wait, it's Okay, I'll forget.
Don't look at the chat.
Alec Holland.
Oh, Alec.
Yeah.
Alec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
That's
the
great.
first
When he's
Wait,
on
but
appearance,
there's
fire,
another. What's
when
his
he's on
original?
fire going into the swamp, that sequence of panels that Wrightson drew, it's just so awful. And the poor guys, to talk about tragic.
Yeah. What's his original name though? Like in
his
the
original name was different. It was
something else.
it
It was
might have been
something
Alan
similar.
in the first in the
You mean in House of Secrets 92?
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
different
House of
name.
Secrets,
But that's
like,
supposedly that's not really the Swamp Thing, but
It's a
it's
different
Swamp Thing.
thing.
It's
It's a,
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing.
it's a
It's
prototype
always
Swamp
counted
Thing.
as being his first appearance, right? So
Yeah, but it's a different character.
yeah, it's a different name.
Yeah.
They changed it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Alan
Alec
Pollock.
Holland. Ah man, I hate when I forget people's names. It just drives me nuts. So you put me on the spot and then I can't remember.
My
Well,
mission, my work here is done.
My son would be very disappointed for me forgetting that. But
Well, when you hit your 10,000, they have to like you. So just keep
yeah,
working.
well, I'm pretty far away from that, so it's gonna be a
I
few
have
years.
just a few more. Do you want me to finish up, and then you can finish up with your PCH?
Well, okay. Let me see. I'm just gonna look at what
his
I have.
name is Alex Olson in House of Secrets.
Alex. That's a different character. Arcane is a different
Arcane.
character.
That was the villain.
That's
That's
the
the
villain.
bad guy. Yep.
That's the bad guy. And Alan, who played him in the movie?
Who played him in the movie?
Yeah, who played Arcane in the movie Swamp Thing with Adrian Bubeau?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Louis
Adrian
Jourdan.
Bubeau.
Louis Jourdan. Don't you know? For
I have
heaven's
no
sake,
idea. I've never seen the movie. I've seen the TV.
You've never seen Swamp Thing?
The movie? No. Is it a good movie?
The original one, the 1970s one. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
It's execrable, but Louis Jourdan is fantastic in it. And
okay,
so is Adrian Bubeau.
I've never seen it. I've seen the TV series, which I thought was good.
I love that you call her Bubeau.
Because Adrian is a big girl.
Adrian Barbeau is her name. He's calling her Bubeau.
She was great in Escape from New York too.
Really? Was it the
She's
same?
shooting
Company?
the gun.
I never
You never
liked
watched
her
Escape
as
from
an
New York?
actress, especially I was happy to see her get it in Creepshow when the monster came out.
Well, she bites the big one in Escape from New York too. The Duke takes her out. Shaft takes her out. Isaac Hayes.
Hmm. I liked Escape from New York. I was a big.
I did too.
What's the guy's name? Now I'm forgetting his name. The guy.
Snake Plissken?
Kurt Russell.
Kirk Russell. Yeah.
Kurt
Russell.
Kurt
Yes.
Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Well,
And
Snake
Donald
Plissken.
Pleasance was the president, and Ernest
Yes.
Borgnine was the
Kurt.
taxi cab driver.
He had his
Kurt Russell.
egg, his safety egg.
In his presidential egg. And who
Yeah.
was the guy that sent him in? Who was the officer that sent him in? What was the name of the actor who threw him in?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Lee Van Cleef.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's all right, guys.
I
It's
know
all
the
right.
name, but
I'm a movie file. You know, you guys.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen that.
You're sitting there gubbing
been a
down
while
on your
since
Tootsie Rolls, and I'm actually
saw
watching
it.
the movie.
I saw it. Last time I saw it was back in the 80s.
Well,
So,
I think Donald Pleasance. I think my favorite movie with him is oh gosh, what's the movie with the motorcycle where they escape from the German POW camp?
The Great Escape.
The Great Escape. Yeah.
Steve McQueen, James Garner, among others.
Yeah,
James
there you go.
Coburn.
Yep.
All kinds of them.
Okay, do you want to show your last two books? I'm actually gonna not show any more PCH. I have a bunch here, but I feel like
I'll show then. I think I may have six. I may have five. This will be the end. This will be the end of the ones that I have in that are my raw books. Here's the you might recognizable this one.
Matt Baker. Nice.
The Fabulous Baker Boy.
Fabulous Baker Boy, yeah.
Bruce Gentry.
Oh, interesting. That's very headlightish.
I didn't ever notice that.
Yeah.
What?
Well, what do you know?
Wow, that's
I guess it is. Adrian Bubo.
And I believe this is a Superior comic.
Oh, okay.
From 1948, actually. It says right on the thing. America's famous newspaper, and this is another instance where the interior is El Stinkeroo, but the cover's killer.
Yeah, there's a few really great Bruce Gentry covers, actually.
This is my second copy of this particular book, and it's a very nice copy. It's Blue Beetle.
Oh, nice. So you have two copies of it.
I have a Slab 7.5, and then I have this one, which is probably in the vicinity of a 7.75.
Wow.
But I got these again. I got these.
Beautiful book.
I got these back in 97, 96, 97, give or take 98. I mean, I've had them that long.
I think that goes for like maybe 1,000 to 1,500 per point, kind of, something like that.
I got the
point out what's wrong with her foot, right?
Yeah.
What's wrong with her foot?
Yeah, she has like tiny feet.
Her left foot. He tried a thing of perspective, and he was great all the way up to that. He even put a nice sheen on her fanny as it faces us with a very odd discoloration right smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, I know.
I'm thinking something and I can't say it. So there's that one.
That's Biggie. Oh, sorry. That was Biggie's favorite Blue Beetle.
It's a good one.
Blue Beetle.
Well, her bra. Yeah. So Louis says, "Why is her bra?" So it's only on one side, in the mirror.
In the mirror.
That's the reason why, King Louis. That's the whole thrust of it, is that that came and didn't put her bra on. She said, "Wait a minute, what?" And this, of course, is the groin cover of Babe.
Yeah.
By Booty Rogers. Booty Rogers, Brian, if you didn't know, was born in the Indian Territory of Oklahoma, like 1909, 1908, something like that.
Uh-huh.
Very interesting life story for him and how he came up. Sparky Watts is the one that he got all the press and did all this stuff, but his Babe of the Ozarks is amazing stuff inside the stories.
Fun.
It skewers the hillbilly stuff absolutely. You know, it's really good interiors. His stuff is really good. And Sparky Watts isn't bad either. I like Sparky Watts. Alan has a spectacular war cover with Sparky Watts punching Hitler, Mussolini, and Hirohito with one massive blow. And I don't know, Alan, does Sparky Watts actually have electrical powers in him, or is there why did they call him Sparky Watts?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I
think he's
honestly,
just.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I never really read Sparky Watts, to tell you the truth. So I have no idea. No idea.
The that number, that JoJo 25, I'm gonna wait a minute. That'll be the last one I show. The JoJo 25 was a loon book that there were two. This one's not quite the up to snuff, but it found its way into the mix.
That's not bad. I like that.
Comic Media, and it looks like it's something from the 70s or the late 60s. The logo, Comic Media, and yet this is like, late 40s.
Well, it actually looks like late 40s. It reminds me of those My Confessions and all those ones.
Confession.
Yeah, Confessions.
Very.
My Secret Confessions. And
are you going to point out that there's a headlight cover on that one, Alan?
I didn't need. Somebody else already pointed that out, so I can't say it now.
The pointers were pointing. There was a theme. The other book that Dave had that he would not sell to me when I was buying all of the Loon books, the JoJo 25 and this other one that I have here, and will be my last book. And at the time, I said, "Come on, Dave, I bought all the rest of these. Let me buy those. I really want those." He goes, nah, my wife really likes them. My wife really loves those two books. I said, Dave, honestly, your wife likes these books? And so at the time when his son came out to visit, to look on there was a job hunt thing that brought him out up to all the places here to Portland. This was back in the late 90s or so. And I put him up at the hotel. One of the few things that you can do, nice things that you can do if you're a hotelier, is you could put someone up on, for free. And I think he was out for a week or so, and it was my pleasure to do it for him because Dave, he got me into Cosmic Rays.
Cosmic Rays.
Thanks, Lyle. Thank you. And so he got me into the San Diego Comic-Con for free. I had a badge. I got in there early. I found all those fantastic I can't remember the name of the collection that was the Ohio collection that the guy had. That basically the first table I went to, I completely blew my entire war chest at one table, the first one I went to, but I couldn't pass them because they were such great books. But anyway, so he says, "Well, I talked to my wife. You did me a solid with my son. I will sell you the JoJo 25, and I will also sell you the All Top 10."
Nice. That's actually my favorite all top.
Inside this comic is one of the most heinous panels page. I think, it just is so over the top. And what it is it's Rula and the evil, it's just like Nirvana, Alan, all the white men are evil.
Yeah.
It almost without exception, the white guys are all evil. Well, here's this guy, and what he did was he is basically getting jewels and everything from the natives because he's brought a flamethrower and he would burn this stuff, and he says, "Now, if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to turn this thing on you."
And he
And
burns
they're
the
all going,
monkeys.
"Oh!" and they're giving him all the stuff. And the guys, and a lot of times they said, we won't do. He just sort of tested a little bit, you know. And the guy says, how good does it work? He says, check this out. So he takes the flamethrower, he walks over to a tree, and it's filled with monkeys, right? And then he turns the flamethrower on the monkeys in the tree. So all these monkeys are falling out of the tree, screaming on fire.
Yikes.
It is the wildest page. I've posted it several times. As a matter of fact, and I believe that I did even in the comic book marketplace at the time, because I said it's just so over the top that they, it's just such gratuitous. The killing, it was so gratuitous. But they got the little native with I don't know if he's got a
He's a
mask
pygmy,
on,
yeah.
little pygmy, and he's got the blades about to drop on the little frail. So in any event,
That's
so those are, and actually those are all of my raw Good Girl books in my collection.
Very nice, very nice. So did you have more to show?
I'll show one book in honor of Stepho's Adrian Bubo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Adam Hughes.
Bubos
Very
going on there. I see some bubos there.
Yeah.
I always like that one. I like Adam Hughes a lot.
Yeah, it's a Virgin variant, Detective 1000, Adam Hughes.
Very nice.
There we go.
Very nice. Okay, so I think we'll wrap it up at this point. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and thanks guys for coming and hanging out on a
Thank you, Alan. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
And we'll do it again on
putting up with
Friday.
us.
We're gonna hang out on Friday as well. So
Yeah,
we are.
So yeah, so
and that'll be after our fight.
After our fight, yeah.
We'll have
they won't know that it's after our fight. It's our fight.
Yeah, your fight will be on Monday for everybody else. But you guys will have already fought, and
we'll promote it on Monday. We'll promote it on the next Monday show.
Sounds good.
So yeah, okay. So thanks guys for hanging out, and thanks everyone else for watching and hanging out as well. Bye for now.
See ya.